right. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's another episode of the Channel Chasers podcast. Welcome, everyone. We have returned. And it is time to discuss the end of an era. This will be the third and final time the guys and I discuss Superman and Lois. And I know what you're thinking, but Jay, aren't there 4 seasons? Yeah, we covered 2 seasons in 1 episode. Go listen to that episode if you haven't already. But yeah, I'm excited, man. This is what I've been looking forward to. I was sitting through work just super hyped, like, man, I cannot wait to talk about this. This is going to be a fun one, and it's a lot to talk about because also we can, in general. More so, I guess, for me and Brian, because we were more involved in this. Like, also just kind of talk about DC TV, like live action TV as a whole, and kind of what this era was. And I mean, and it means especially a lot to me, not just as a content creator, but the fact that, like, Smallville, the first show of the DC TV live action TV, was a show that I watched ever since I was a kid, like a little kid, with my dad. And I remember, like, one of the things that we used to constantly do is, like, when he came back from deployment, is like, I would have like all the episodes of Smallville from the season that he missed while he was deployed, and we'd sit there and we'd watch them. So yeah, this means a lot. I'm excited to talk about it. But before we get into all of that, of course, we can't start off the episode without first jumping right into the news with Brian. Take it away, Brian.
It's not gonna be long this time.
Pause.
So, but anyway, first we do have to do an in memoriam because famed auteur director David Lynch passed away.
Oh shit! Really? That's sad.
Yeah.
Man, David Lynch is one of the goats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like trippy, like mind-bendy visuals.
Twin Peaks, Eraserhead,
Twin
The
Peaks.
Elephant Man.
Twin Peaks is one of the greatest shows of all time.
The '84 Dune.
Was David Lynch also? No, wait, no, I was thinking of somebody else.
We're thinking of Cronenberg.
No, not Cronenberg. There was a show. There was something I was going to mention, and like the name just blanked out of existence in my head. It'll come to me when it's not. But yeah, no, that's sad. David Lynch will definitely be missed.
Yeah, he died of emphysema.
No, I think what I was thinking. No, I know now. The director I was thinking of that has a semi-similar style because he does a lot of thrillers and trippy psychological was David Fincher, not David Lynch. That's where I was getting tripped up. There we go. He apparently had emphysema after decades of smoking.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
And he was already on the downcline and looking like he was going to be.
And he was an older gentleman, right? Like he had to be at least like in his like 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for the dead air, future Tony.
I was like, wait, did my mic cut out? I was like, all of a sudden everybody paused.
He was 78. But yeah, so he was already on the downcline, but then apparently the fires hit his area.
Oh, damn. Did he die of smoke inhalation? No, you said emphysema.
No, but the smoke
exacerbated
didn't
his
help.
Condition.
Yeah, that's what it seems like appeared to happen.
Okay.
But yeah, he will be missed.
For sure.
And due to said fires and the American inauguration that just happened, which we won't get into that.
Obviously, that has nothing to do with pop culture.
Well, I was saying that because of those 2 big things, it's been kind of slow in pop culture. So it's a minor story, but thought you'd be curious to know, Jay.
I mean, that's pretty major. David Lynch is huge. In terms.
No. I'm saying the next thing that I'm talking about.
Oh.
For the upcoming season 2 of One Piece, they have casted Miss Golden Week.
Oh, nice.
Her name, the actress's name is Sophia Ann Caruso, but what everybody knows her best as is she was Broadway Lydia.
Oh, in the Beetlejuice musical? Nice! I love the Beetlejuice musical.
Yep.
Dead Mom is a fantastic song.
Yep. And the singer herself will be playing the villain, Miss Goldweek.
Miss Golden Week isn't really a villain. She also has the weirdest powers I've ever seen in One Piece, and that says a lot because Miss Golden Week's powers, to this day, it's been over 20 years, have never been explained. Like, they don't come from Devil Fruit, they don't come from any of the weird other secondary power systems or magics that we know of in the One Piece world. She can just do this thing. Don't know how, don't know why, but she can do it.
Wonder if that's going to be one of the changes Oda made.
We'll see, because he still hasn't explained it. She's come up in like the letters page, or like the manga equivalent to the letters page, the SBS, and like he still has an answer, so maybe.
Who knows? Like I said, it was a slow news week, but there we go.
Nice. All right, well, with that out of the way, we can now jump into Screen Time. Screen Time is a segment of the podcast where the guys and I all talk about the different bits of pop culture we have consumed in between podcast episodes. That can range from anything between books, TV shows that we don't have time to cover in the podcast, YouTube video rabbit holes, music, and other stuff. So for me, it's pretty short. I don't really have anything for real that I've been watching that's non-pod related. I mean, I'm still keeping up with My Happy Marriage, which we talked about, premiered in the week of the last episode that we had recorded. And I'm enjoying it as always. That show continues to be a bright spot, you know. But other than that, I've just been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals, just messing around more with Sue. I'm learning Magneto. Because I need to learn to play a tank so that I at least have one character in every role that I can play, just in case like somebody wants to play healer or somebody wants to play DPS. So that's been fun. Me and Tony have been playing together a lot, and having a blast, kicking ass, taking names, sometimes getting our ass kicked if we have if we end up with teammates that don't want to listen.
Yeah, and also I've been on the fast track to learning to play certain healers because I wanted to complete a mission for.
The assist one. So what healers have you been working on?
I actually played a bit as Adam Warlock today.
Oh,
I actually was able to complete it.
Adam Warlock is pretty cool. You completed the mission? Nice. Yeah, he's good. He's a burst healer as opposed to like a continuous healer like a Sue or a Cloak and Dagger. But he's very good. I like him too. I use him a bit because I've played with every healer. The healers that I like the most are Sue and Cloak and Dagger, but I do use Adam Warlock from time to time. If I see a Mantis or a Star-Lord on my team, I'll use Adam Warlock just for like the team up bonus. I want to use Mantis because I know Mantis is good, but you need to aim to use Mantis, and I can't aim for shit.
I'm a bit hesitant and scared to play as Mantis, but I'm trying other healers.
Luna is easy. Luna is easy as well, because Luna is also hit scanned, very much like Wanda, Cloak and Dagger and stuff. The only thing that you have to aim is her freeze, which is that hard. Luna's and like her mobility is really fun. Just skating around everywhere, and she has the best ults in the game. Until you get fucking a meteor dropped on you because the enemy Magneto realizes that he can actually kill you, which I did to a Luna Snow, and it felt so good. I was like, oh yeah, fear Magneto, bitch. For mutant kind. And also the Magneto skin is sick as fuck. I'm here for it.
Getting that because I gotta get my favorite tank too.
Yep. I might actually try to pick up the Fishman just because his skin also looks pretty cool. The one that's in the battle pass. I have not learned to play him at all. I don't know what his thing is about. And
I know exactly how the Fishman plays because I actually played a bit as Fishman. He's basically a long-range DPS that you could just chuck a whale at when you get the opportunity to do so.
Nice.
It's so dumb.
I might try him when I get the skin. Like I've never liked him because as a comic fan he's just such a dickhead, and but he's not like a lovable dickhead. He's just kind of a dick.
Just a douche, an absolute douche.
I do appreciate his friendship with Jeff, but also he's trying to corrupt Jeff and help have Jeff participate in his hostile takeover of the surface world, because literally that's all Namor ever thinks about is taking over the surface world.
Because he has a chip on his shoulder.
He has two thoughts constantly on his head. Constantly in his head. Take over the surface world, clap Sue's cheeks.
Yep. Bang Sue, take over the world.
In that order.
The thing about it that just gets me, honestly, is that he was introduced back in the 40s. You know.
Yeah.
Man.
I love Sue's dialogue with Namor in the in Rivals as well. It's just she is just so tired of his bullshit, and Namor's just like, you truly are a queen, Susan. Yeah, but you're no Reed, and I'm just like, oh,
shots fired.
You love to see it. Good job, Susie. Good job, Susie. Johnny's not here, but he's not the only storm that can burn. I can't wait to play Johnny soon. That's gonna be fun. That's my boy. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it for me. Like, I haven't gone down any super interesting YouTube rabbit holes either. I've been watching just kind of Marvel Rivals guide videos, the usual kind of comic videos that I always watch. I watched I rewatched a comic book video that I'd seen a while ago that I just watched again for no real reason, about the complicated legal history of Captain Marvel / Shazam.
Oh yeah.
Which I always find the comic book related litigation so interesting in terms of the rights and how they're divided and stuff. Another video that I watched that I thought was pretty interesting was I watched a retrospective by a YouTuber that I follow that I like called Godzilla Mendoza, who does a lot of Spider-Man related stuff or just Marvel stuff in general. But he does comics and stuff also, and he did a retrospective on the late 90s animated series Avengers United We Stand.
Oh my god,
the objectively worst Marvel animated series of the 90s.
The one that had the Marvel heroes, all of them do the iron suit up.
Yeah, but and also this is the most cool Avengers lineup of all time, and they it was so weird. Hawkeye was voiced by Wolverine and acted like Wolverine. He was all gruff and tough and not jokey. And there were whatchamacallit? Godzilla Mendoza pointed this out. There are also just these weird unintentional homoerotic undertones between Hawkeye and Wonder Man.
Yeah, that is the funniest shit.
He goes on a whole bit talking about how and then when Wonder Man is gone from the show, that love triangle between Wanda, Hawkeye, and Wonder Man kind of transfers over to Vision, and then you hear wait, what do you mean? I'm just reading too much into this, and Hawkeye's not actually gay. Well, my version was better. Fuck it. Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed it. I like his content a lot. I also watched Sasha's latest video on just Silver Age Superman, his fucked up shit. The one that I saw was the about when Silver Age Superman adopted Jimmy Olsen.
Oh my god, I saw that too. The funniest shit.
It's so funny. Silver Age dickhead Superman is honestly my favorite version of Superman.
Best Superman. Because just a bastard.
He's a dick for no reason.
And the whole plot is basically Jimmy at 21 years old or so
gets adopted by Superman because he gets locked out of a company father-son event, and then he gets Superman a present, and Superman is like, "This is trash, Jimmy. I have to teach you a lesson about getting better gifts. I'm gonna destroy it in front of you."
No, even the context of it is just fucking worse. Because he showed Jimmy this weird bullshit about he actually made his own solar system. Yep. Where he was working on trying to restart its sun and all this shit. And his Oracle machine, which he had one of those by the way.
Yep.
Told him that Superman's son was going to destroy the universe, and so Clark just taking the Oracle machine at its word and misunderstanding
and
it's
completely
the wrong.
Literal.
Yeah, it basically ruined Jimmy's relationship with him as a father-son dynamic.
And also, Jimmy just started he took really quickly to calling Superman dad. No time at all. He was just like, "All right, Dad." Jimmy, have you always wanted Superman to be your dad? Because that was quick. You just started calling him dad. No time flat.
That
you didn't even add the DY, so it can't be
nothing sexual.
kinky.
Yeah.
Jimmy, are you so bereft of a father figure that You want a dad? That's sad. That makes me feel bad for him.
Right? Poor guy. You're 21, dude.
What happened to your parents, bro? What?
Also, isn't Perry White like a father figure to you?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Apparently, no one gives a fuck about Perry White, no matter the era of comics.
Yeah, no, it's true. Just a side note, fun fact, like coincidence related to Perry White. Did you know that in the early 2000s, completely by coincidence, at the same like both J. Jonah Jameson and Perry White were diagnosed with lung cancer around the same time?
Wow.
I wonder why.
Them both being newspaper editors notorious for constantly chain smoking cigars.
Yeah, bros out here just like, I need a fucking smoke.
Get me pictures of smoke. Get me pictures of Spider-Man and a new box of smoke.
Give me those.
Pictures of Superman and a new box of smoke.
But yeah, like it's just those weird coincidences are just really fun. But yeah, shout out to Sasha. Great stuff. I love her content.
I'll get more in with her down my screen time, but anything else, Jay?
No, that was pretty much it. I don't have anything new to report. I did pick up just kind of random life stuff. I picked up a new smart home assistant whose name I will not mention while recording in fear of accidentally activating her. And I got like a Spider-Man stand for it. It looks really cool. I like it. It's been super useful. I can't believe I never thought about getting one of these. That's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to talk about, so we'll move on to Brian.
Alright, so first of all, I watched the last 2 episodes, caught up with High Potential, which is a police procedural that I'm actually really liking. That's the one with Dee from It's Always Sunny.
Oh, right. Where she like isn't not can sense things, but like is like extra perceptive.
Yeah, she's basically like neurodivergent to where she could have been like a genius, but her parents were poor and couldn't put her through college and stuff.
Damn, it'd be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but last 2 episodes were cool. They were both kind of predictable, but one of them did have a cool twist with the dead body. And the other one actually did go and show us like the downside of having an obsessive personality.
I mean,
as soon as you said dead body, the first thing that popped into my head was that the Frozen parody. Do you wanna hide a body?
Oh yeah, but yeah, we all know the downsides of an obsessive personality and like how it can fuck with your sleep schedule.
What?
And
no.
What?
And if you're not careful, it can also fuck with your romantic life.
What? No.
I know that.
I am shocked and awed. You can.
I am bamboozled.
But it's cool to see a TV show address that. The last thing I'll say is this is one of those shows where it's a female and a male, and I hope they don't romantically put them together, but they probably are.
I mean,
let me tell you something. The show we're talking about, I'm so glad that didn't happen at the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was
happy.
so hyped.
Same.
I was like, let's fucking go.
Same. Then secondly, I actually went down my own YouTube rabbit hole.
Oh.
A newer guy on YouTube called Chase Bridges. He does video essays of various different topics, but his biggest series is his main series is Can I Solve, where he watches like an episode of a TV show or a season of a TV show with a big mystery, and he tries to solve it before the show can.
Oh, interesting.
Goes from like episodes like Simpsons, Who Killed Mr. Birds, to like full on.
I have seen that.
I saw that.
I have seen that. I've seen the Who Killed Mr. Birds one.
Well, he's also done now Riverdale, Who Killed Jason Blossom.
Did he figure that one out?
Nope. He had no clue.
Well, I mean, Riverdale. That first season of Riverdale, man. Riverdale jumped several oceans worth of sharks. But those first 2 seasons, man.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize it, but he talked about how like there were points where you thought that you were being super smart by picking out this one character, saying this one character is probably the killer, and then they play the next episode and they rule out that character.
Yep, it's like a pup named Scooby-Doo. Red herring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Nothing but red herrings all the fucking time.
Well, and the cool thing was is they had like obvious red herrings, but they also had subtle red herrings.
Oh yeah.
And also, Jay, you'll get a kick out of this, but one of his more wilder theories was that Cheryl and Jason weren't twins; they were triplets. But the third one got shunted away because they weren't red-haired, and
that's interesting.
Is secretly like Joaquin or.
I would have man, I wish that was a plot. That actually sounds cool.
But also the fact that he mentioned this without knowing that later seasons they love to do the secret sibling trope.
There are so many secret siblings in Riverdale. It's like, Riverdale was a soap opera by a certain point, but like. And then one of them, we found out that this secret sibling is also a secret sibling to this other character. Yep.
What? Everyone's related.
And those two characters were also fucking at the same time. Like, the two characters who were related to the secret sibling also were fucking.
Yeah, it's just crazy absurdity.
It was wild. Riverdale was a time, folks. Riverdale was a time.
Yeah, but you know what was even more of a time, which he also has done episodes on?
What, Pretty Little Liars?
Yup. Who is A?
Oh, did he figure out Mona?
Honestly,
because like I count, because Mona's reveal is the one that I count as the real one, because they pulled Alex straight out of their ass.
Oh yeah, but yeah, whatchamacallit, he's only done the first 2 seasons, and I'm in the middle of season 2 right now watching.
Yeah, season 2 was the one with where they reveal Mona.
But I will say that, so I don't know if he calls it this time, because at this time he's ruled her out as a suspect, even though he has brought her up as a suspect before. I think as of right now watching it, his number 1 suspect is either Caleb. No, not Caleb. Was it Caleb?
Caleb is Hannah's boyfriend. You're talking about Toby?
No, I'm talking about the yearbook guy, the one that had a crush on Hannah.
I don't remember many characters from early Pretty Little Liars that aren't mainstays, if I'm going to be honest with you.
No, he's the one that became like the huge tech bro when he grew up.
That's Caleb.
The one that was doing the company with Caleb.
Oh, fuck. I know this guy's name. It's going to bug me now. I know. Lucas. Yeah.
It took me a while.
I was like.
But yeah.
Yeah, Lucas.
His current suspect is Lucas, or get this, that Spencer has DIT.
I mean, that's not too far at all.
Yeah.
And actually, in the book, that was kind of the case. Like, there was a real sister, but the sister had it's a whole. I didn't read the book. Yeah. I just read a plot summary.
Which apparently they just recently came out with a new book. So she's still continuing that series in book form. But yeah, he's really cool to watch. Like, he'll stop every couple episodes to go over his theories and who he thinks and semi-recap, but just for the purposes of, like, evidence. The knowledge of who A is.
Yeah, evidence, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I do love it. One of his funny things is he's like, I am loving the show, but also every chance I get to point out that Arya should not be with her teacher.
Thank you! It just... Oh my god.
Yes, for those that don't know, one of the liars, Arya, her main love interest was her teacher.
I'll go ahead and spoil it. They also end up getting married and having children, and I hate it.
That's squicky. I don't like that.
I hate it.
And the thing is...
You want to know how it gets even more fucked up? And I promise I won't go too far onto this tangent down here. But you want to know what's even more fucked up, Tony? So right, Homie's their I think English teacher. Ezra is their English teacher, right? And so okay, yeah, that's fucked up and weird. But what makes it even more fucked up and weird is that Arya's mom is also a teacher at that school, and is a coworker, and is coworkers with her mom. And like one of the earliest things is like, well, you know, she feels bad for this young guy who just moved here. He doesn't really know anybody. He invites her to dinner. Turns out. Now, to be fair, it starts off like innocent enough, right? They hook up right before school, but like he thought she was older. She was pretending to be older.
They met in a bar.
So they hook up before school starts. They didn't know. They never thought they were gonna see each other again. And then she's in his class and he's like, oh fuck. She's like, oh fuck. They could have just walked away from here, but no. It's just Ezreal was the bane of my existence, bro.
The thing that kills me that I was gonna say is, and then last thing, and then move on, is they actually have storylines where they point out about students dating teachers and how that's icky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they still.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but yeah, this guy's cool. Check out his stuff. Does like 3-hour videos. When he does the can I solve it? He actually does have like his own little murder board in the background. He dresses like stereotypical old school Sherlock Holmes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
But last thing that I want to talk about real quick is right before we recorded, I play D&D weekly, and we play at a gaming store, and I told these guys about the new Marvel comic, The New Champions, before, and after hearing about Wanda's new sidekick from Jay, I thought I'd give it a try, and I actually really liked it. The New Champions.
Yeah, so we never talked about it in our off-camera conversation. Who is on the team? I mean, I know you said there are a bunch of OCs, but like, so who are they? Like, at least from what you know in the first issue.
Well, we start off with Cadet America. Emilio is his name. Liberty, and then Moon Squire, and Hellrune.
Marv has a sidekick?
Well, see, here's the thing: is these four that start off, they're not really sidekicks.
I mean, the name Moon Squire really gives sidekick vibe.
Oh no! Yeah. All of these people look like they're sidekicks, and people in universe call them sidekicks, but they don't really like do the like sidekick thing, like with the actual hero.
I mean, to be fair, Marvel isn't really big on sidekicks, at least as much as DC. Like the only real lasting sidekick in Marvel is Bucky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But this team these four were apparently introduced in a Spider-Woman, and apparently they were teenagers that Hydra found and like made them fake heroes as Plant and just unbrainwashed them, and now they're trying to actually do it on their terms.
Okay,
like
interesting.
Their parents know that they have powers.
So do they have? So is there any connection to the original champions, like Viv, Miles, Sam?
Not really, no.
No, dang.
These guys operate in California.
So they're just the West Coast. So they're the West Coast champions. Although to be fair, the actual champion, like the original actual champion, did originate in the West Coast back when that team was Angel, Herc, Nat, and Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the thing is when Nat found. I mean, not Nat. Jess. When Jess found these four kids and like did the unbrainwashing, she went to like give them back to their parents. Well, one of them, named Hellrune, they couldn't find her parents, which I will say that.
So is Hellrune Ghost Rider related, like powers wise?
Nope.
What's their thing?
Though there is a Ghost Rider related character later on the team. But Hellrune is this girl with questionable powers and magic, but her staff is an old like tree branch that people who know magic say that it's cursed. And also she has her magic crows that she can summon.
Is it? Wait, if it's crows in the tree branch, is that a branch of Yggdrasil or something? You mentioned
that's what the thought is, because after they do like a mission where they take down the Brothers Grimm.
Like the fairy tale author?
No, like the
Benjamin J. Grimm?
Like the D-list Marvel bank robber villains.
Oh.
But
obviously they wouldn't fight Benjamin J. Grimm. Why would you?
Yeah. Anyway, after they take him out, she goes to her foster home and is looking for sends out her crows to look out for any information, and it leads her to an island off of Norway where apparently off screen she was used in a ritual to bring back Viking troll zombies.
Oh, Draugr.
Okay.
Draugr.
Yeah.
All the reason I know about them is because of God of War 2018.
But the whole entire thing is, when she got in trouble, she sent her crows out saying, bring me the new champions. But with magic, you have to be specific, otherwise things go
awry.
Pear-shaped, yeah.
And so it summoned her friends, but then it also summoned a bunch of other young heroes. One of the first one coming into the page is Phantasma, who is the Ghost Rider related.
Not to be confused with Sever's character in the X-Men game.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't even put that together. But this Phantasma is Ghost Rider related. We don't know her full story, but instead of being a biker, she is a roller derby girl.
Oh yeah, I read that in the description. Yeah, she's a demon roller derby girl.
Yep. And some of the other heroes include a new hero called Gold Tiger, the new Hulk, Hulkette, Kid Juggernaut.
There's a new Hulk? Or there's a new Hulk character? Did not know that.
Yeah, Hulkette is her name, I believe.
Are they related to Bruce at all, or?
They better be.
I don't think so. I know they were introduced in a Spider-Boy comic, which, by the way, Spider-Boy is part of the team.
Okay.
All right.
And a new Nightshade, if y'all remember that Marvel deep cut.
No, that is a deep cut.
I thought I thought Nightshade was a deep. I'm not gonna lie to you, my brain broke for a second. I was like, Nightshade is a DC character.
Well, it's both. In Marvel, she was one of the Femizons.
Oh, also, fun fact about Spider-Boy. So, Marvel actually had to get approval from DC to use that name because Spider-Boy, if any of you grew up in the 90s, Spider-Boy is the amalgam character name of the character that was created by fusing together Ben Reilly and Connor Kent.
Yeah, and technically they own that half.
Yeah, technically DC owns half of that character, so they had to get permission from DC to use that name. Which is why we actually got them to have talks to actually republish the amalgam for the 30th amalgam stuff for the 30th anniversary.
By the way, we still need to get that, Jay.
We gotta.
But also in the team is a new character called Morte, who seems to have tarot-related powers.
Okay.
And I don't know. All of these characters that weren't the main four were just on the final splash page. And one of them is I think, girl who's wearing Magneto's helmet.
Weird flex, but okay.
Wearing Magneto's helmet. The only person that should be wearing Magneto's helmet is Dr. Magnetic, aka she doesn't go. She doesn't go by Polaris anymore. But except for Wanda calls her Polaris. But Lorna.
I don't know. Apparently, her and Morta are the focus for next issue. But
kind of just real quick, funny thing about Lorna, she changed her name to I think Dr. Magnetic or something like that. She's just like, damn it, I have a PhD. You are going to acknowledge I am a doctor.
I'm gonna use it.
I spent so much time in school. Fuck you guys. I'm a doctor. You're calling me doctor. You guys call Doctor Strange Doctor Voodoo. They don't even practice anymore.
Like, yeah, what is this madness?
But
what? In, by the way,
she is a geologist, so like she actually studies metals, minerals, and the like. So her magnetic powers actually really come in handy.
Respect that.
Yeah, Wanda calls her in because like one of the side plots is they discover this metal that's a variant of the mutant element Mysterium that neutralizes magic. Yeah. It's interesting. Anyways, continue. My bad. Didn't need to hijack your shit.
It's okay. Just to finish this out, it's done by a team of Steve Fox,
nice.
Ivan Florelli, and IG Laura. I am probably wildly mispronouncing those names. I apologize.
And then you said, and then I believe you mentioned also that Amaranth is on this team as well, right? Wanda's current apprentice.
Oh yeah.
Not to be confused with the lewd cosplayer Amaranth of the same name.
But yeah. I'm really liking this. It is very obvious to me, and I'm guessing to you guys, that the girl who has a mystery past, Hellrune, is obviously Asgardian related.
I mean, she's clearly connected to Odin somehow, because she has fucking her own version of Hugin and Moonin.
Yeah, but and I'm really liking the writing. No,
please. Give me eye patch. Damn it.
She'll get an eye patch sometime. I'm calling it now. She'll get an eye patch at some point.
I'm really liking it's got good action and good writing. It's not perfect, but I will say that one note of the writing that I do want to point out, which I thought was funny, is when we first see the Brothers Grimm robbing a bank, the first thing that they see is one of Moon Knight's crescents and throwing moons. And
the moon array.
And they look at that and they say, "Oh, great! Moon Knight's in California.
He actually,
Dang it, now we're gonna have
he
this."
actually spent a lot of time in California in the early 2000s. Funny enough.
Yeah, the funny thing about that.
But the thing is they see that and they say, "Oh, great! Now we're gonna have to spend all of our score on medical bills."
Yeah, well, they're better than most Marvel Rivals players. Most Marvel Rivals players don't fucking notice the onks and just leave them there, and then they complain to your healers. It's like, "Oh man, oh no, the moon destroyed us." Yeah, no shit, dumbass. Destroy the fucking onk. They're right there.
They're in your face, you stupid bastard.
Yeah, but that's all for me.
I'm sorry. I'm so frustrated because these dumbass people sometimes don't remember to. There are things that me and Tony always joke about Yu-Gi-Oh players and how they don't read. Marvel Rivals players do not know how to look up.
If they're blind, deaf, or stupid, maybe a combination of all of those things.
Yeah, because they don't know to destroy the onks, the spider nest, or to look up and blast Tony out of the sky. Not to be confused with this Tony.
Yeah, it's trippy when you're yelling at a character that shit. It's a weird, but it's a funny feeling nonetheless.
Yep. It's always funny when we play Marvel Rivals with either it's just me and Tony or me and or me, Tony, and the rest of our friends. It's just like, all right, Tony's down. It's like, what? Does Tony need to heal? No, not that Tony. Stark.
Our enemy Tony got Evan.
Damn it, Tony. What did I do?
No, run. Tony's ulting, run.
Like, why are we running? Wrong Tony got.
Are you running? Why are you running?
Man, fucking. But yeah, trust me, Brian. Once you get a controller, we'll get you in on these fucking shenanigans.
Oh yeah, it is. Cool. It's a madness party. It is a fun madness party.
All right, cool. Because I am gonna need a new Marvel game because apparently Snap got.
Well, I mean, TikTok got unbanned, so Snap should be back now.
Snap is back, Brian.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It came back around the same time that TikTok came back. Although it probably is under the same 90-day extension that TikTok is on. So we'll see. But yeah. So just a little PSA for everybody who is missing their Marvel Snap. I know we have a lot of comic fans in the audience. It has returned for as long as ByteDance has been in American app stores.
Wait, it's owned?
Yeah. Snap is owned by ByteDance, which is why when TikTok got banned, so did Snap.
So is the popular mobile editing system CapCut.
Yeah, CapCut, which is what a lot of people use to edit TikToks, which is makes sense. But yeah, so enjoy that while it lasts, people. Hopefully we can actually get to reach a good decision. Obviously, we're not going to talk politics here, but it is important considering TikTok is a big source of social media. And also one of my well, not currently because I haven't really been active on TikTok recently, but it's one of my it was one of my main ways of promoting stuff on here. So yeah, TikTok is back, Marvel Snap is back, but luckily Marvel Rivals, even though it's developed by a Chinese developer, people are head over heels with Marvel Rivals. If the administration goes after Marvel Rivals, I will be heated.
I did see a lot of people that when they saw the headline Marvel Snap, they thought they were talking about Rivals.
I would have been so pissed. Because I finally have a Marvel game that I can play with my friends. I also finally have a multiplayer game I can play with my friends on a regular basis. And unlike the other couple times we've played multiplayer games with friends before, where eventually it just kind of fell off, like with Pokemon Unite, I honestly think that Marvel Rivals will stick around because unlike with Pokemon Unite, where I'm not into MOBAs, there's lore in Marvel Rivals, and I'm a Marvel fan, so I'm gonna keep playing this game as long as this game exists.
Also, there's enough characters that it'll satisfy your ADHD.
Yep, there's enough characters, and the characters are all sexy as fuck, and I'm talking about both the dudes and the girls. I mean, Venom is more caked out than some of the women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most of the women, honestly. He's like fucking double cheeked out on a Tuesday. No reason. Eddie Brock does major squats, I guess. But yeah, so, Tony, it is your turn, my friend.
So I went down the Casually Comics rabbit hole again, and I saw the most insane nonsense that Jay mentioned before.
Yep, I mentioned on last week's episode. I mentioned that was my favorite series that Sasha does.
It is Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane. This playlist of random nonsense where fucking Lois gets married to a random motherfuckers.
Oh, dude. You know, so here's the funny story about that, because I've been following Sasha for a few years now. This playlist has evolved. It started off as Lois marries someone who isn't Superman.
Yeah.
And then eventually it just turned into a Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane playlist. Some of these are so funny. And the couple times where it's been Lex has been really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Man.
I know.
It's so wacky and wild. Like, if you think... And it also still features Dickhead Superman. So if you still need your fix of Silver Age Dickhead Superman, here you go.
It's full of dumb, and I love it.
Listen, this Superman, you know, is faster, is more powerful than a locomotive, faster than a speeding bullet, can leap tall buildings in a single bound, and can gaslight with the best of them. Gaslighting is this Superman's greatest power of all time.
Yeah. Dude, I think by far the one that threw me off the fucking edge was like the first one in the playlist where she marries Bruce, and I'm like, oh, what is this madness?
Clark was so pissed. And I also love that they're kind of they were tongue-in-cheek with that one, because like Lois marries him because he's handsome, and his look reminds him of Superman. Because Clark and Bruce are built exactly the same.
Yeah, and the most bonkers shit is this one villain. I forgot his name. It doesn't really matter. He wanted to know Batman's true identity, so he cast a wide net to figure out individuals who knew who Batman was. And the dumbest one is Lois, not because she's Lois Wayne, mind you, because she wrote a fucking article about Batman.
Yep. Oh, also, this isn't related to the Lois Lane playlist, but you gotta like watch this little like mini arc that she does that covers Lana's time as like the insect queen.
Right.
It's like 2 videos.
I plan on checking that out.
It's so fucking bonkers.
Like, the one thing that I'm currently watching right now, I stopped for a bit, is Wonder Woman marrying this green monster man. This green monster man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, by the way, you talking about Wonder Woman reminded me. Don't know if you guys heard, but the end of Justice League Kill the Suicide Squad came out, and big revelation.
Okay.
Everybody but Wonder Woman were all clones.
Yay.
Diana?
Wait, so Diana was so Wonder Woman was a real person? Was she from another universe or something, or was this actual Arkham universe Diana?
I don't know.
Well, you know what? I don't even really.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the game is automatically free on the PlayStation Store, and I'm like with the monthly PlayStation Pass where you can actually download games for free.
That's how you know it's bad, because fucking games like Marvel's Avengers ended up like that, and that was also a complete dumpster fire, and the exact opposite of Marvel Rivals. Oh, that was a fun video that I watched as well. This one VTuber that I like. I don't know what her channel's called, like Kinky Animations or something like that. But like the VTuber herself, her name is Lily. She's like got pink hair. Tony, I've showed you her videos before. She's like a pink-haired alien cat girl kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like she's an artist. Yeah. So she did a video like going over all the Marvel Rivals designs, and then she went down this like Reddit thread that are comparing the super sad Marvel's Avengers designs to the Marvel Rivals designs, and oh man, it's so bad.
Oh god.
Like, no joke, this isn't to be mean to any of the developers. I'm sure, like, you know, because obviously making video games is hard. But, like, when you look at Marvel Rivals Nat versus Marvel Avengers Nat, like, she looks like a long-haired dude. And then Bucky looks looks like a middle-aged white woman. So weird. But anyway, so is that it for you, Tony?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Cool.
A couple things. So, a recap of what I was talking about last week. I finally finished The Flash. The shitty movie.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go for it.
So, to continue where I left off, the two Barrys, these fucking jabroni goobers, go to see Bruce Wayne in this alternate universe. Basically becoming my favorite thing in the entire movie is the saving Kara Zor-El. Or Kara Zor-El. Just having that rescue mission in the Soviet Union was amazing, which they were still around in this universe? And I'm like, what the fuck? Shouldn't you be, like, dismantled in the 90s? Bro, what? And also seeing Michael Keaton do cool Batman things.
Wait, so Russia was still the Soviet Union in this alternate Flashpoint universe? So weird.
Yeah, because it's like an old Soviet holding cell they kept her in.
Oh.
So I was thinking to myself, so in the Batman 89 universe that this takes place in, the Soviet Union's still around?
Oh, man.
But that's just seeing the dynamic between the two Barrys and Keaton's Bruce Wayne.
So out of curiosity, so what was this Kara like? I actually heard like good things about that actress's portrayal, even though the movie itself was bad.
Performance itself, she gave a very emotional like pathos to this version of Kara. Mm-hmm. Learning that her cousin died as a baby by the hands of Zod, and just seeing her constantly die over and over again as the two Barrys, like one of the two Barrys, the one from the universe that Kara and the Keaton Batman originates from, trying to save her because he had this like crush on her. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, this is getting dumber. Only to have this Barry become this like evil Flash entity thing that he spent 100 years or so trying to save this one particular universe, and sending the previous Barry Allen of the sending the Barry of the Snyderverse
yep,
through this fucking pain, is trying to set him on the right path to basically create himself. And I gotta say this, the Keaton Batman went out like a boss in the time rewind. He went out like a boss.
Nice. Good reminder.
He fought this big giant Kryptonian motherfucker, and he threw bombs at this man. And the crazy thing, like the best action scene in the entire movie, is when they were breaking Kara out of this Soviet base. Keaton was blocking bullets with his cape. It was insane.
Nice.
And I only liked this movie for Keaton's Batman.
That's whatever. Like that seems to be the general consensus.
Watching
Keaton's Batman and the Supergirl are the best parts.
Seeing Keaton kick the ass of both Barrys. I mean, the one that inhabits his universe, he can dodge easily with superhuman speed. Watching the quote-unquote main universe Barry at that time getting his ass kicked by Keaton was just delightful. And Keaton, when we first introduced to him, he's shaggy, looks like a mess. So it's watching this skilled martial arts homeless man beat the shit out of these clean-cut, dumb white boys.
Nice.
And it was a beautiful thing to see. And explaining like time travel in the multiverse as spaghetti, also very fitting.
I mean, it is an apt metaphor for at least for DC's multiverse and time travel.
Yeah, only to have everything be rebooted to see George Clooney play Bruce Wayne again, which was the funniest thing to me.
Did he have the Bat credit card?
No, he did not have the Bat credit card.
Leg ass.
Yes, at the end. At the end of this movie, Barry thinks he's back in his own universe, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, okay, my dad got exonerated. He's not pegged for the murder of my mom. Cool bean. So I'm going to call up Bruce, thanking him. He's going to expect Affleck Bruce.
Yep.
But Nick Clooney Bruce instead. And he's like, what?
What? Batman and Robin was actually successful. What?
No, okay, so here's the crazy thing about that, right?
Batman get hotter?
And why is Bruce not in the technology business? Now he's selling tequila.
Alright, so here's the crazy thing to me, right? I was thinking to myself, that got me the idea of watching Batman 89. And I'm thinking to myself, if all the films from 89 to like the last one that Schumacher directed, if they're all sharing the same canon...
That was 95?
Yeah, if all of them are in the same canon universe, So everything retroactively is things that the Keaton Batman did. So I'm just picturing Michael Keaton's Batman fighting Arnold, Mr. Freeze. It entertains me greatly.
Hey Batman, do you know what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
And also, I gotta say this, we were talking about it before recording. Watching 89 really cemented the fact that I don't see the appeal in Jack Nicholson's Joker. I just see him playing just Jack Nicholson or Jack Torrance. He's
my second least favorite joke. Obviously, Leto's is at the bottom, but like I don't count that as the worst one because duh.
Yeah, I would say out of like a performance tier list, Nicholson just does what Nicholson always does, which
is good and it's solid and it works bouncing off of Keaton's performance, but like it doesn't. Yeah, you're right though. It doesn't. It takes me out of it because unlike somebody like Cesar Romero even or rest in peace Heath Ledger, like I don't see the Joker. I see Jack Nicholson, or like I was saying, he just reminded me of just Jack Torrance from The Shining.
And one of the things that when it comes to the live action Jokers, I just kind of see like each individual performance, as most people kind of interpret the Joker as Joker putting on a different persona, a different face, but if I have to really rank their actions, Nicholson would probably be like middle of the road, honestly.
Because he's just kind of a gangster. He's not like, he doesn't have any of the like real Joker-y elements to him.
He's not he's neither comedic like Romero's Joker. He's not
menacing.
A chaos.
Yeah, he's not chaotic or menacing like Ledger's Joker.
Or whatever the fuck Leto was doing.
Leto's Joker was just a question mark. And I don't mean like the Riddler.
Yeah, and we don't know much about the Joker in Reeves's Batman universe quite yet. So he's a bit of an enigma, so we're not really going to count him. And yeah, I just feel like in terms of Batman performances, Keaton is my third favorite, if not damn near my second.
Keaton's my second favorite. No, he's my third. He's my third. Because for me, it's Pattinson.
Yeah, Pattinson.
Yeah, Pattinson's my favorite. Then I'd go Val Kilmer. Then I'd go Keaton. Then I'd go Bale. Then I'd go Batfleck. Although Batfleck is really good. Let me not hate on Batfleck. Batfleck is actually a very good Batman. It's just he has the least amount of time, so I have to put him like.
Actually, one of the things that I've said it when I first saw Batman v Superman. The only good thing about that movie was Affleck's performance as Batman.
Oh yeah, the reason why I say he's even though he was good, he's lower on the tier list is because like he never got his own full movie, so I can't count him fully. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Everybody else got their own solo focused movie at the very least.
Yeah, I would put him at.
He was gonna get one, but then
alcoholism.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Went off the deep.
Yeah.
But I would at least put him on like fourth for me.
Like I put him in like an honorable mentions tier. I can't rank him because he doesn't have his own movie, so it wouldn't be fair to judge him against other Batman that have had full films.
Yeah, for me, I'm not the biggest fan of Bale's Batman.
I'm not either.
Personally.
Bale's Batman is my least favorite Batman. I know that's a hot take for a lot of people I know The Dark Knight is a beloved classic comic movie, but I said this as a contrarian ass teenager, and I'll say it as an adult. Bale's Batman was never Batman. He was definitely Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne was great. He's like a top tier. He's a top tier Bruce Wayne performance for sure. But like his Batman is ass. Not a detective, not a good martial artist.
He does ass a lot.
Like his Batman sucks. Like the only person that has a worse Batman like would probably have to be Clooney.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like Clooney's at the bottom for me. Bale's Batman is second to last, and that might get us some hate and a lot of flack, but like as a hardcore Batman fan, I never felt like Bale's Batman was Batman.
Yeah, like we were talking about before with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, like he's a great Peter Parker. Like, but he's
Well,
like, but he's
quippy on Spider-Man. When he's Spider-Man, he's not as quippy.
he's not as quippy. He also just doesn't have the energy.
Yeah.
He still has kind of because it's. I mean, and I don't think it's a fault of Toby. I think he just kind of has a natural monotone delivery, but like his monotone delivery just doesn't work. I honestly think, like if it wasn't for my fucking Iron Man Jr. gripe with Holland almost has like this perfect marriage of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire's Peter.
Like when they let him be his own thing, like in parts of Homecoming.
That's Miles. Sorry, I had to make that joke.
So, but here's the thing. One thing that, at least with this new sequel stuff coming after, like Doomsday and all that other nonsense.
I have a tremendous amount of hope, and I'm also hoping that this cartoon is going to be good too, as well.
Absolutely. So that kind of leads me to think about this particular rabbit hole full of nonsense that I'm going to potentially take myself down. This is actually like a good transition as well, because you actually gave me a great idea on how to actually start the main discussion. And I plan on just going through reinvigorating my love of comics again. Of course, thanks to Sasha, and hearing like you talk about comics that you're picking up, Jay. I want to just reread some of my old books in my collection.
Honestly, yeah, dude.
And really,
dude, if you can find a shop near you, I guarantee you, just stopping by and not even buying anything, just going in will definitely kind of recharge that for you. Like,
oh yeah,
that
I can tell you,
that's definitely helped me.
And
like,
for me, I just have a good chunk of my collection just out and about. I mean, right underneath one of my desks is all my Marvel long boxes. And that's right there in my living room.
But yeah, no, eBay's been getting a lot of love out of me, because I'll pick up like like that's what I did with Scarlet Witch, was like, you know, I put it on my pull list because I was like, you know, I want to read this series. So I bought the first 2 trades, and I fucking bought a lot of the like an entire eBay lot of just the like the run up to date so far, and it actually was relatively cheap. It was like including shipping, it was like $30, which is like maybe $10 more than a trade. So that wasn't too bad. Like eBay was the wave. And also, like, shout out to those sellers, because they were very well packaged. They didn't get bent on transit, and they came bagged and boarded. So I do really appreciate that. That's someone who likes to keep their comics in good condition. I don't ever intend on selling my stuff again. I made that mistake once for college, but I'm not doing it. Not doing it again.
I definitely plan on purchasing back some old comics that are leaving holes in my collection.
I feel that. I always hate that shit. That's why when I picked up like the latest issues of stuff, I had to go back and just buy single issues to fucking, like, nope, I need to have the rest of this. I even have like a like an actual, like, I've actually found like a fun way to even like incorporate it is instead of like having them just collect dust in a box, I've started putting them up on my wall to be as part of my backdrop of my set for when I record Comic Chaser.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I still need to, because there's 2 series that were once in my collection, but one trade I loaned to somebody that I never got back.
Oh.
That being Marvel 1602.
Oh, 1602 is great.
Yeah, I missed that book. I want to reread it, but I probably have to repurchase it again on eBay.
I just ordered it off of Amazon. Trades are easier to get off of Amazon. Single issues you want to get off of eBay.
Yeah, and speaking of single issues, I let a friend of mine in college borrow my Demon Knight run. That book from the New 52.
That might be a lot more expensive, because Demon Knights is like 10 years old now.
Yeah, still, I'm going to see what I can find.
But that New 52 Demon Knights one was really solid. All the supernatural stuff in New 52 era of DC was actually very good. Like, I have my problems with the New 52, but like the supernatural stuff were all really good.
Oh yeah, it was boss as fuck.
But transitioning into DC, let's go ahead and talk about our main discussion topic.
But
right. Segment. There was one more segment. I almost forgot. We almost skipped it over. Thank you, Tony. Nice save. Keep that in. Leave that in there. But yeah. Before we get to that segment, of the main discussion, we of course have to do trailer talk, which is the segment of the podcast where our boy Brian has gathered together six brand new trailers as of the recording of this podcast, and we take a quick pause through the magic of editing to react to them, and then come back with our rapid fire reactions to those trailers. So, with that being said, we will go ahead and take that break. So please, even though we'll only be gone for like a half a second for you guys, enjoy this quick a word from our non-existent sponsors. And we're back! Wow, is this January or is this October? Because like, this was like a mostly horror-themed batch of trailers.
Again.
There was... It just accidentally happened that way.
Yeah, no, that was definitely weird. I'm gonna get out. I want to get the negative out of the way first. Fuck you, Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I had such hope.
I had hope for like 5 seconds because like I knew it existed and I heard that a trailer had come out and I was like, all right, let me not watch it because and Brian's probably gonna put this in there, and then because I really like Until Dawn. The Supermassive games are great. I've loved all of them. Well, let me not say loved, because I did not like, what was it? Which one was the boat one?
Man of Medan.
I did not like Man of Medan that much. Little Hope was okay. But yeah. I like a lot of the Supermassive games. The Quarry was awesome. I loved The Quarry. I actually played that on stream.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah, this is not Until Dawn. Like, this is Until Dawn in name only.
Yep.
And it's a waste of Peter Stormare. But good for you, Peter Stormare. Make your money.
Make your bread, brother.
Michael Cimino, the one with long hair. That was Victor from Love Victor.
I knew he looked familiar, but yeah, no, I'm upset. I'm upset with that one.
I would have been excited if it didn't have the Until Dawn name.
Yep.
It's kind of like it's yet again these trends of Hollywood. Hey, here's my original script. Oh no, we don't like it. Put the name of this.
There's no
thing.
brand recognition. We gotta slap this name on it for brand recognition.
Yep.
But like the thing that pissed me off, like right off bat, is just there's no fucking Wendigo. That's the whole thing.
There might be one.
The whole premise of this, the whole premise of that game was like the curse of the Wendigo. Obviously, there's like the deeper tensions and like within the friendships between that whole group. And Caitlyn is a fucking bitch. I hate her so much. Oh wait, no, Caitlyn was in The Quarry. That wasn't Until Dawn. I was thinking of The Quarry, but still.
But yeah, and the thing that killed me, the most, was this is a full-on like 90s trope where he's like, we've got to wait until dawn.
Yeah, and
they
also have this weird like time loop mechanic, which was not non-existent in the games. Like what?
Like what?
And like
I said, this would have been interesting as its own separate thing.
Yep.
Like 13 Nights or something like that.
Yeah. But moving on. The monkey is a horror movie that I actually am very interested in. I like this story. And it looks like it's a lot of fun. It gives me kind of almost Final Destination vibe.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. It's not something you need to take super seriously. I'm more so looking forward to. Is it weird that like I'm looking forward to the movie, but I'm even more so looking forward to the kill count video associated with this movie?
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be great. It's fantastic.
And you can't really see it in the trailer, but also in the movie are Tatiana Maslany and Elijah Wood.
Oh, cool.
Elijah Wood? Wild.
Nice.
But yeah, apparently this also has the Stephen King seal of approval.
Well, it should.
Stephen King adaptations have been on a roll lately. The Flanagan stuff. Honestly, ever since Muschietti's It, like King adaptations have really been like killing it. And some of those Netflix King movies, like I forget what that one is called, where like the chick is handcuffed to the bed. I don't remember.
Oh,
Gerald's Game. Gerald's Game was really good. I liked it.
With Megan Fox.
Was Megan Fox in Gerald's Game?
I believe so.
I don't remember.
I know she was in one movie where she was.
I don't remember, but I just remember that. I just remember Gerald's Game being good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the monkey.
Oh yeah, it looks like a dark comedy, and I'm here.
Every time I say the monkey, I immediately just think of Johnny Bravo.
Oh.
Do the monkey with me. But yeah, that looks fun. So
Opus.
Opus. I don't really know how to talk about this one. It's just. It reminds me of like it's a cult. It reminds me of what people talked about with Kanye's Wyoming listening sessions for his Donda album a few years ago.
Yeah.
But then like turned up to this like exaggerated culty kind of vibe. It also
And
reminds
get John
me,
Malkovich to add his own layer.
the vibe reminds me of that other A24 movie with the chef. I think you saw that one, Brian.
Oh yeah, The Menu.
Yeah.
It has
That one was great.
It has that kind of vibe.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it kind of does.
Because they're like all in this isolated area. They all have to interact with each other. Yeah, I don't know. It gives me that kind of vibe. I don't know if this is one that I'm gonna rush to check out, but if I hear good things, I'll watch it on streaming.
Yeah, because an A24. Oh, also apparently it's part musical.
Well, I mean that makes sense since the main character dude is like a former pop star apparently.
But it's a horror musical on A24, starring Ayo Edebiri and John Malkovich. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yep.
But like you said, I might not exactly rush towards it.
Yeah, no, this is one that I'm probably just going to check out on streaming at some point.
Although, one thing that we are going to rush towards, which we all had seen beforehand, but I wanted to put in the trailer just so we could talk about it.
You bet your ass we're rushing to it. Marvel owes me one for putting out that sad excuse of a show they call Moon Knight on my birthday a couple years ago. Now they put the return of like my second favorite street level Marvel character. Cause fuck you, I don't care what you say. Spider-Man will always be a street level character. I know he's not anymore, really, because he's done all the multiversal Spider stuff and he's become a central totem to the universe. But fuck you, Spider-Man's always a street level character to me.
Well, that was like the whole point of this character, was that he could have been an Avengers level hero, but chose to serve the neighborhood.
But yeah, speaking of the neighborhood, Hell's Kitchen, I'm excited. I'm really excited. Charlie Cox is, I mean, it's not like there are that many Daredevils to compare him to. No offense, Ben Affleck, but Charlie Cox is just the definitive Matt Murdock. Like so good to see him again. Same with Vincent D'Onofrio, and no disrespect, rest in peace to the man Michael Clark Duncan. He was a great Kingpin in that shitty Daredevil movie. But Vincent D'Onofrio, man, like he just brings a whole nother level to Big Willie, and I'm excited. Plus, we have a bunch of new characters that are coming in, like Hector Ayala, Hector Ayala's White Tiger, which we might even we may even see him die and pass the mantle gets passed on to his niece Ava, who is the White Tiger most of us know, especially if you play Snap.
Or some shitty
Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, yeah, she was in that as well. She also had a prominent role in Avengers Academy and Avengers Arena, for those of you comic fans.
But yeah, we also get Muse.
Yep, who's going to be a very interesting bad guy. Brian told us while we were watching the trailer that like it's speculated that Mia Donovan, or is it Mia? It's either Mia or Mila, one of those. Matt's brief wife, who dies a horrible death at, you guessed it, the hands of Bullseye. I'm not gonna say how, but it's pretty fucking bad. Like, y'all thought Elektra's was like crazy. Like, it puts this poor girl through the ringer. Like, it's almost like what it reminds me of, because this happened during the Bendis era. It reminds me of Killing Joke a little bit, in like how, like, if you've ever read Killing Joke, because I'm not going to talk about the shitty animated adaptation, like where they put Gordon through that fucked up tunnel of love, and they showed all those pictures of her of Babs being like tortured and shit, and then like showed her like mangled, paralyzed body. It's all on that kind of level.
Yeah.
So
who was in the trailer?
I kind of hope it's not. But also, wait, if there's a new, what happened to Karen? Is Homegirl from True Blood not coming back?
No, she was in the trailer.
Oh yeah, no, we did see Karen.
Karen's still around.
Okay.
Karen and Foggy.
Also, everybody's favorite judge, jury, and executioner. Sorry, I've been playing too much Rivals.
It had to be done, honestly.
Apparently, according to Wikipedia, it was confirmed of who the new love interest is.
Okay.
It's Heather Glenn.
Heather Glenn. That name is not ringing any bells.
Created by Marv Wolfman in the 70s.
I was saying, so that means if it's Marv Wolfman, that means it's a 70s character. I don't know that. I didn't read Daredevil. I've never read 70s Daredevil. The Daredevil stuff I've read is from 80s up. Interesting. Okay, so I don't know anything about this, so we'll see. But regardless, super hyped. The action looks insane. The costumes look awesome. I'm really excited to see where they go.
The sound.
Although, like, this episode count has me a little worried that it might be like bloated. You know what I mean? Cause like.
What do you mean?
Isn't it like 20? Isn't it like 18 episodes?
Yeah.
That feels like a little too much.
Well, it hasn't been confirmed, but the rumor is that it's like multiple arcs.
Oh, so like a 9A plot, 9B plot kind of thing, maybe. Okay.
And that some of it might go into Matt being alone during the blip without Foggy and Karen.
Interesting. I would also look. I know people have a bad taste in their mouth because it wasn't what they were expecting, and that first episode was bad. I even said so when we like did our like kind of first impressions on the podcast. But I would like to see Tatiana Maslany show up in this as like serious character Jen Walters, because Tatiana Maslany is a really good actress, guys.
Yes.
Don't waste her. I would love to see She-Hulk in a more serious capacity. Now, granted, once I accepted She-Hulk for like a dumb sitcom that I didn't have to take seriously, I enjoyed it for the most part. I would watch an entire show with just Wong and Madison, to be honest. I love Wong and Madison.
Oh, by the way, speaking of, I keep forgetting to tell you. A fun fact about Agatha all along is that the showrunner said that he tried for the hardest time to try to work in a way to make Madison part of the Coven.
Oh, Madison is great! I love Madison!
But he said that it just, no matter how he worked it, it just didn't fit organically.
You know, like, I love Darcy as a supporting character for Wanda series, but if Madison showed up... Yo, whenever they bring back a Doctor Strange series, they have to bring Madison as a supporting character to hang out with Wong. Whenever Doctor Strange gets resurrected, they gotta put Madison in that book. Right now, he's just chilling in the astral form while his body's in suspended animation. Eventually, he'll come back once Doom is done with all his Doom things. But yeah, really excited for Daredevil. Cannot wait.
Also surprisingly excited for, also boxing related.
Yeah.
1,000
blows. Pause. One of the shows that we covered early on in season 3 that was like a big hit for us was the Korean, the K-drama Bloodhound, and this gives me that kind of vibe, and it's made by the same people who did shit like Peaky Blinders. So I'm here for that. I think it's gonna be a good time. I can't wait to see it.
I am all for it, and I think go ahead and say that this will probably be on the show.
Yeah, this is definitely on. This will definitely be on the queue if we have time. When this wraps up, because obviously time is always going to be a factor with these kind of things. But you guys already know Daredevil's locked in, because duh. We, me and Brian have covered literally every Marvel Netflix show, even Iron Fist, but that one got, like, there was a mishap with recording with that one, which honestly it was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, because we were, it was our most negative podcast ever, and by the time that we realized that we were not recording, we were too exhausted to do it again.
Now, I know we watched it, but did we actually record an episode for Iron Fist Season 2?
I don't know.
I don't remember. It's been so long. But I know for a fact we watched it and we talked about it amongst ourselves, amongst me and you. Because I remember we actually enjoyed Season 2.
Yeah.
For the most part. But yeah. So obviously, since we've covered all 3 seasons of Daredevil, the 3 seasons of The Punisher, which we gotta keep this up, and I really hope that we'll also get to see Luke and Jess, probably not Danny. So here's a question I want to kind of pose to you guys. Do you guys think we'll actually get Danny Rand, or do you think they'll take this opportunity to just fold in like Lin Lee or Lin Lai?
Not sure.
Since he's been getting a lot of push lately, with like the new Agents of Atlas stuff, him being the Iron Fist in Rivals, him being the current Iron Fist in the comics, being trained by Danny.
Yeah, they might just go ahead and switch to him, I think.
I could see it. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Danny's a great character, and I think he's really cool. But like, they probably want to distance themselves. And this isn't any of the like dumb white savior stuff that they're talking about with Iron Fist. Iron Fist actually does not fit the white savior trope. He doesn't actually save anybody. He's more of like, if you want to go by like an actual TV trope, the TV trope is called the Mighty Whitey, which is the TV trope of the white person being the best at this, foreign art or mode of combat, like originated in a different area, but like they probably want to just push for more synergy, like in the same way like with like Shang-Chi and stuff, and like having both be Asian descent could be a good way to also like help like better connect the two and synergize, and also not to be cynical, but having a Chinese Iron Fist will also probably play well into selling to Chinese markets.
Yeah.
With the movies and the shows as well. So probably gonna be the case. But I'd love to see like Danny like still show up as like a mentor. Probably not Finn Jones, but like a new guy.
Maybe Finn, because Finn's not a bad actor. They just not doing a good job of that show.
I mean, and also like they cast him and didn't give him nearly enough time to actually train in fucking martial arts or give him a good stunt. Why did they just give him like the same like stunt choreographer team that Daredevil had? It's wild.
It's crazy.
Cause like Iron Fist is the one that should be the most centered around martial arts. It's fucking Iron Fist. But that's I'm not gonna get lost in this again.
And before we move on to our, let's just lastly talk teaser for Knights of Guinevere.
I don't know what it's about, but it's the Owl House people are making a YouTube animated series, so I'm gonna check it out just out of respect for them, and it looks really cool.
And it's the studio of Glitch, if that means anything to y'all. They've made such things as Murder Drone and the Amazing Digital Circus,
which I have avoided like to play. Well, not Murder Drones. I've seen Murder Drones, but I have not seen the Amazing Digital Circus.
It seems like this has a similar story to Amazing Digital Circus, about a girl who's stuck in a fictionalized world. This one is more fantasy.
But she's also like strapped to a lab table and it's some kind of weird murder robot experience.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see, but I trust that team. So.
And they won't have any of the constraints of working on a network cartoon like they did with the Owl House. Which, by the way, if you still haven't finished the Owl House because of the fact that like it got cut short and condensed into those like 3 movies, you still should. Those movies are great, and like with what they were given, they did a fantastic job. Go watch the Owl House. It's awesome.
Nice.
Brian, I don't think you got a chance to finish it, did you? You should at some point.
I hadn't.
Me and Jordan talk about the Owl House actually quite a bit actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, yeah. I
did not know.
Yeah, I recommended it to him when it first started, and he was the one that actually he finished it before he finished it before me because he was watching the episodes in real time, and I was like, I'm just gonna wait for all 3. Yeah, no, it's really good. I mean, obviously, I wish they had more time to flesh stuff out, and it did feel a little rushed, but what are you gonna do? That's all they got.
At least they were given that.
Yeah, and like with what they were given, it ended really well. But speaking of really good endings, let's talk about this week's main topic. Superman and Lois. So, kind of flashing back to what Tony said earlier about Michael Keaton and like kind of the Batman performances, I kind of want to start by doing this before we get into like spoiler-free stuff. I want to talk about the different portrayals of Clark. Not counting Christopher Reeves, because like that's in a league of its own, personally, but like the TV portrayals. So we got Dean Cain, political bullshit aside. Dean Cain, Tom Welling, Tyler Hoechlin, those three.
And
George Reeves.
There's also
George Reeves counts as well because George Reeves technically also did. I don't want to count George Reeves either because I've never seen it, so I can't really judge it, and it's way before our time.
You can technically also count Brendan Ralph.
I wasn't counting movies. Oh yeah, because he technically appeared in A Crisis, so that was on TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does count. He was Kingdom Come Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So for me, right, I'll go ahead and say it. Tyler's at the top of my list, and this isn't just a recency bias thing. He's just so good. He's just so good.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about his Clark in general, but the namesakes of this show are really what carry this show.
Mm-hmm.
And like Tyler's Clark is phenomenal. I'll go into much more detail when we get to spoiler stuff, but he is honestly like one of the best Clark portrayals, if not the best Clark portrayal on TV that I've ever seen. Tom Welling is a close second though, and I will admit a good chunk of that is nostalgia goggles. I haven't rewatched Smallville in a very long time. Maybe it aged like milk, but from what I remember of Smallville, Tom Welling was awesome.
Yeah. The only thing is I feel like the show would have been called Lois and Clark if Lois and Clark hadn't already existed as a show.
Yep. Which, Lois and Clark was a very good show. I remember watching it as a kid. I think Dean Cain's Superman is probably like my third favorite.
And Terry Hatcher.
Yeah, Terry Hatcher was the Lois.
He was pretty good Lois.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was more, and that show. Whereas it's not really fair to compare Superman and Lois to Lois and Clark, because Lois and Clark was more of a like rom-com superhero adventure.
Yeah.
And this is more of like a serious family drama.
Mm-hmm.
So two whole separate genres. But I think Dean Cain did a really good job of capturing the Superman essence without just doing a Christopher Reeves impression.
Oh yeah.
Which, like, Brandon Routh, like, I love Brandon Routh. I think Brandon Routh is great. I think, and this is no fault of his own, because the Superman that they made was, like, that movie is, and, like, his Superman performance was directly created as an homage to Christopher Reeves. So I really feel like that was that's the big thing holding Brandon Routh back, is that, like, it's kind of in that shadow still.
Well, I think, yeah, because, go and, even though very brief, you watch his Kingdom Come Superman, that where he actually got to like be his own iteration. Now granted, this was a more emo, older version, but he still did a really good job.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also, like, in terms of look and aesthetic, Brandon Routh is the best we've gotten so far TV wise. Because, like, he has the build and the fate and the innocent face for Superman. It took me a little bit to adjust to Tyler because, like, Tyler was a lot leaner of a dude. And, you know, when I think Superman, I think, like, you know, big bulky guy because, you know, Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the important part is he really carries the presence that's necessary for Superman. And, like, one thing that I think all three actors have in common that is very important when playing Superman, and you can even see this in, not to compare movies, because again I was focusing on TV, but you can even see it in the trailer for David Cornsweat that we talked about last week, or a couple weeks ago with the year-end wrap-up, was that like one of the most important parts of acting as Superman is like the subtle shifts and changes between Clark and Superman. You know, the fact that Clark slouches more, you know, he's hunched over, his you know, his posture is a lot more unassuming, it has like less energy, but when he's Superman, he's standing tall, proud, head held high. Like, those differences are very important, and all three of those actors really kind of executed that very well, I feel. But yeah, what about you guys? What are your thoughts? I mean, I know, like, Tony, you didn't really watch much of the CW stuff, so I guess you can't really talk about Brandon Routh unless you want to talk about Superman Returns.
I mean, I really enjoyed Superman Returns as a movie. It had one of the, I would say one of the better performances of Superman that I've seen in a very long time at that point, you know? Mm-hmm. And personally for me, I'm not sure how to explain it, but the Luthor of that film was actually really good too.
Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor is great. Like, I know he's a piece of shit and a monster and all that, you know, but like, his performance as Lex Luthor was awesome. Not just because of the meme of wrong. Mm-hmm. Oh, that meme is eternal. He has a very similar quality to what the Superman and Lois Lex has, is that just intimidating presence.
Oh, definitely.
The scenes where he's alone with Clark and Lois's kid.
It's chilling.
Fucking scary.
It's chilling. It is such a chilling moment. It's terrifying. Mm-hmm. And one of the crazy things, at least me, I think all Superman performances, it's crazy to me that I don't see a terrifying Lex in a lot of adaptations.
Yeah, I mean, even in one of the best adaptations of Superman period, like the animated series, I never thought Lex was scary in the animated series. Like, but Lex was a good villain.
Return scary. The Lex in this show, fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And somehow he got scarier when he shaved off his beard and goatee.
No, he loses aura points when he shaved off.
I don't know, because he felt more Lex to me. Like, it sold the Lex more when he lost the beard and goatee.
Personally, for me, I like that goatee thing that he had going on. I thought they were going to keep that. That's a perfect look for this version of Lex.
I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was bad. I had nothing against it. But I don't know. Something really clicked for me once he shaved.
It could be not for me, but that's just a thing. Mm-hmm. To me, he lost aura points when he shaved. That's just a me thing. I didn't find him as intimidating. I just saw a grumpy old man.
I don't know. There are some scenes. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, and it's just a me thing. But when it comes to like the Superman that I've seen in live action, but yeah, this is the peak performance of Superman for me when it comes to television. Tom, he did a good job. I like what Tom did, but Tyler, he has it. He's him.
And I mean, to be fair to Tom Welling, like, he didn't get to play Superman until the last episode of the show. So
yeah, definitely. To be fair to him,
I'm more so scaling Tom Welling's performance off of his Clark Kent, which
that's what I'm saying.
Which I think is great. No, I just wanted to say that as clarification to the listeners.
Yeah. Okay. Perfectly understandable, but by far, Tyler just knocks it out of the park. And it's going to be difficult for me to not think of him when I see Cornsweat play Clark, you know?
Same. Cause like, I think, but I like, it's interesting because like around the same time that we got, like Superman and Lois's, like a couple years after, I guess, just not exactly at the same time, but a couple years after we got Superman and Lois, where we got such a great portrayal of Clark. We got honestly, and no disrespect at all to Tim Daly, and Superman the Animated Series, absolute classic. But the best portrayal of Clark that we've ever seen in animation in My Adventures of Superman. And I'm specifically saying Clark because, like, as great as Superman the Animated Series is, we got more Superman in that than we got Clark. We did get a lot of Clark moments actually in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, more so than the Superman animated series.
Yeah, and it's actually an excellent point. When just to kind of round it back to what we were talking about beforehand in screen time, what I kind of fall back on is into one of Clark's villains in the animated series, Livewire, Leslie.
Yep.
And how he was more prevalent in her origin in the animated series, because she was a whole character at that time.
Well, yeah, she was a Harley Quinn. She was created in that show.
Yet a lot of other characters, when it came to the animated universe, didn't have the same success as Harley did. But that's not the point.
Yep.
The point is, the Clark moments that we got are very limiting. And I agree with you there.
Oh yeah, because like,
but
the ones that we got were like the Christmas episode in Justice League, and a couple like the Black Mercy episode.
And the moments where, especially during like Leslie's origin, she was just going off about, oh yeah, Lois Lane, you just decided to follow one man. What's your true intention? Are you really that exclusive, or are you exclusive?
Oh man. But yeah. And also, I mean, again, I wanted to separate the movies, but I will talk about it. Like, I actually, to throw Henry Cavill his flowers. I think Henry Cavill is a great Superman.
Yeah, when
he's allowed to actually be Superman.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed.
Like Batfleck.
Yes, exactly.
Both in the same boat.
Yeah. Which is why, again, like keeping it to your screen time comparison, I put Cavill in the same category as I do Batfleck. Even though Cavill got his own movie, I still feel like that movie had so much studio interference that he never really got to shine in the way that we know that he.
Yeah, and also it was at a time where they were trying to make Clark this very depressed Jesus figure.
Well, it's also because I don't think this was the case for a lot of comic fandom, but like some of comic fandom and a lot of pop culture in general. And I won't lie to you, I was definitely guilty of this at a time. For a time, a lot of people kind of just think that Superman is boring. And it's mostly because of the fact that like they focus on the Superman part, right? Because Superman can do so much and is so powerful, they think Superman is boring because there's no stakes. But the thing is, right, what makes a good Superman story, and you know, Superman and Lois embodies this like to a T. What makes a good Superman story isn't whether or not Superman is going to make it out alive or if he's going to defeat the bad guy. It's the personal stakes attached to it. Like, what's going to happen to Lois and Jimmy? What about Grant and Steve Lombard? Well, nobody cares about Steve. Unless we're talking about My Adventures. Everybody loves Steve in My Adventures.
Yeah, that fucking legend. And I agree with you, Jay. The personal stakes of what Clark and his supporting cast go through are a major crux of what makes a good Superman story. And from what I can see, from what little we have in like the trailers and whatnot, and from what Gunn himself said, he really gets it. He understands it.
Well,
in this show,
because Gunn is very good at approaching, and we touched this kind of briefly in last week's episode on Creature Commandos, but Gunn is very good at approaching characters from a human level. I mean, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is the perfect example. Like that entire trilogy is like a human perspective on these weird misfit characters and of them forming their own family.
And one of the saddest, most humanistic stories revolves around a CGI raccoon
who likes to shoot guns and steal arms.
Which, fun fact for you guys, like Comic Rocket was actually nothing like Movie Rocket. Comic Rocket was a space ranger, and was actually if you read the Guardians of the Galaxy run during Annihilation during the Civil War time period around like 07, 08, which I did back in the day because I loved Marvel cosmic stuff. Rocket was actually very sweet and nice and respectful. He was a protector. He wasn't an outlaw. He was a space ranger. He protected his planet of Half-World and had his animal friends. And funny enough, right, him and Groot become friends in that Guardians run, but actually Star-Lord was his best friend during that series.
Which I do like how they like do a nod to that in Volume.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and
saying that Groot may be Rocket's best friend, but Rocket is Peter's best friend.
And also, just another fun fact side note, for Guardians before we get back onto subject, Groot actually, before they overhauled him for the movies and turned him into this, like, you know, pun intended, flower child, peaceful alien philosopher, he was actually an alien king dictator that spoke like Dr. Doom.
That is hilarious. God, I love Marvel.
You know, Yeah, like, and it was always a riff on Doom, which is why it was I am Groot. Like, you know, because Doom's whole, you know, one of his most famous catchphrases, I am Doom.
Who are you?
Yeah, so, yeah, it's fucking, so, it's such a big change. But yeah, this human aspect is really what sold this, and, like, I will say, without getting into spoilers, and we, I am very much, I don't know about you guys, but, in terms of scoring this and how I'm rating this, I'm more so kind of treating this as a kind of the series overall and kind of how this stuck the landing as much as it is a standalone season. And I think this is one of the best endings to a TV show I've seen in years.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely the best. I know it's not technically part of it anymore, but this is the best Arrowverse ending I've seen since Arrow. Now, granted, like, it took me a long time to actually sit there and watch the Flash's one, and we never even did that video. But
no, because I don't even know if I.
But Arrow's I thought was solid, but this actually knocks Arrow's series finale out of the water, in my opinion.
Not
the emotional pathos alone just does it.
Like, and you know, if you guys were following me when I was covering it, I even mentioned how much I actually loved the final season of Arrow and its finale. And actually, there are a lot of parallels to Arrow's finale and Superman and Lois's finale. They actually end in very similar ways.
But I will say that without going into spoilers, the way that Arrow ended it, they ended it like putting a book into the Arrow, but letting it so that like spin-offs and other characters could go on.
And I think that was the one. I think that was the one thing that diminished Arrow's ending. That I think will. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is that like if they didn't end it with sequel bait, I think it would have been a perfect ending for Arrow. I think Arrow's ending was really really fucking good. But like
now, granted, I wish they had actually made that spin-off show.
Same. That the Green Arrow and the Canaries I thought was a really cool concept, and the world is cool, and I think that would have been awesome. And I do want to spend an entire section at the end, just kind of talking about kind of superhero TV shows, you know, where they've come, how far they've come, and like what we want, like, you know, what we're expecting now that this bar has been set.
But yeah, this was a very finite ending.
Oh yeah, for sure. In fact, you know, it's really interesting because the show itself started with a direct homage, almost shot for shot, from All-Star Superman, arguably one of, if not the greatest Superman story of all time. And the ending very much reminds me of All-Star Superman.
Oh yeah, totally. I agree.
It gives that, like, again, final kind of close to it, but also still leaves you with that hope and warmth that a Superman story is supposed to leave you with.
Yeah.
All right. So with that out of the way, I think now it is safe to talk spoilers. So you guys, if you haven't already, please go watch this amazing show. If you're a Superman fan, do yourself a favor. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. Go watch it. It's on HBO Max or Max, whatever you want to call it. Whatever it's called at the time of the recording of this podcast, because Lord knows that thing changes a lot. But yeah, go watch it. It's great. You will have a fantastic time from start to finish. And unlike with us, you won't have to have the annoyance of having to wait over a year to just get the whole experience.
Yep.
This honestly might be one of those shows that I will like eventually go back and rewatch, like just for fun.
Yeah.
I agree with you there.
It's got a lot of like replay value for me. But yeah, so let's talk about it. All right. So first, let's talk about Lex, because Lex is the like the big new addition to this final season, who showed up at the end of season 3.
Petty man, this petty
man. Oh my God, the arrogance, pettiness, and tunnel vision on this dude.
Yeah, let's spit on this man.
It's honestly almost admirable how dedicated he is to his hate. Like,
yeah.
He almost reaches, like, not quite, but almost reaches the Eobard Dawn level.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right. It's like next level Delulu. It's a Delulu level that I've never really seen before.
I don't remember homie's name, but Abraham from The Walking Dead fantastic job.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The performance, like a force performance.
Stole the show. He's got like a Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin level of Lex Luthor.
Michael Cudlitz.
Well, good for you, Michael. Good.
Yeah.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
You took the honor, sir, of being my favorite Lex Luthor in live action. Full stop.
Michael Rosenbaum is high up there, though. Like.
Yeah, he is. Don't get me wrong, he is. But
which I find so. You know the craziest thing I find about like Michael Rosenbaum? While he was playing Lex Luthor on Smallville, he was also playing Wally West.
Yeah, I know. Crazy, right?
That is so wild. Two diametrically opposed characters, and it also like brings just a funny kind of twist to that one moment of when Lex Luthor body switches with the Flash, and he unmasks. He's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
I don't even know who this man is.
Yeah, that one was great.
But yeah, God, he's so good. He's so good. He's so scary and intimidating. Like, obviously, like, this dude has this kind of prison biker energy, which is why they got him, because, like, his character, Abraham from The Walking Dead, was very much the same way. But, like, this Lex, you could, because, like, in this universe, Lex grew up in the suicide slums, or South Metropolis, as they call it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hobbs Bay. And, like, you could tell.
Yeah, bro was out here doing crazy shit.
He was getting his hands dirty. He's not your typical Lex, because like if you're familiar with Lex from the comics, Lex very much is a hands-off, like get other people to do your dirty work type of guy. More of a delegator.
If you want that kind of like comic book maniacal Lex, even though they didn't always use him right, John Cryer's Lex.
John Cryer's Lex from Supergirl was great for that master manipulator Lex. I almost forgot about John Cryer's Lex.
Yeah,
he also bounced well off of Tyler Hoechlin as well.
Yeah, because there was a scene in Crisis where Lex was jumping dimensions, and yeah, he not only ran into Tyler Hoechlin, but he also ran into Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and that.
So what I saw. So that was the Supergirl version of Lex?
Yep, he's really good.
Yep,
he's really good. He's very much a more of a Machiavellian villain than the Superman and Lois Lex, which that is the one thing I will say that was a little lacking. He felt very, and I think it's because of Amanda's involvement. He didn't feel as much of the chess master that you expect a Lex Luthor to be, because Amanda was doing most of the big brain.
But I get why they did that, because they wanted to set up a parallel of
Lois and
Lex and Amanda.
Yeah. Also, okay, so I couldn't have been the only one until her last name was revealed. When he first said that her name was Amanda, I was like, wait a second.
You had that happen to you too?
Yeah, right? Okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me.
I was thinking to myself, don't tell me that.
I'm glad it wasn't just me.
Better not be fucking Waller, dude.
I am glad it wasn't just me, because that was literally my first thought. That was, no, wait, Brian, that wasn't your first thought?
No.
Huh?
Okay, maybe it's because me and Tony were more familiar with the comics, and we also both saw the cursed panel of Lex making out with Waller.
Yeah, that makes sense.
From Batman Public Enemies.
Yep.
But hey, that still would have been better than Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow's Waller does suck. We don't need to talk about Arrow's Waller. But yeah, like I legit was like, yo, is that who? Because it took them a while to say her last name, which is McCoy. And I was like, they just keep saying Amanda, and I'm like, yo, is that Amanda Waller?
You better. Well, I think you're gonna be doing.
We got Asian Waller now. We got multiple flavors of Waller.
Next time, you got me thinking that we're gonna be getting like fucking French Waller. I don't even know.
I'm not gonna lie though, I would not have been mad.
No.
Which apparently Amanda McCoy is a comic book character.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
She was a LexCorp employee scientist that was introduced in the 80s and died in 1990.
Okay.
But yeah, I would not have been mad if Amanda McCoy was actually Amanda Waller. Like I would have accepted it, because she was making very Waller moves.
Oh yeah. Really. And then we had like fucking the stupidest, smartest man I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, fucking yeah. This is human Brainiac.
Milton
Fine.
Sure, I was trying to figure Milton. Better not be fucking like Toyman or some shit.
No, it wasn't Toyman.
Nope.
Toyman's Winslow shot. Yeah, no, that's Milton Fine. The human Brainiac.
Brainiac. Yep.
Yeah, I was just kind of like this man.
They even refer to him as Brainiac in the show.
Yeah,
Brainiac. Yeah.
I think, but still, my thought process was like, this man is the dumbest, smartest man I've ever seen. I know it's like
you know what he reminded me of, and Brian, you'll get this more because again you were watching the CW stuff. He reminds me of a better version of the Arrowverse calculator.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can see that.
Oh no! It was fucking Arrowverse calculator that bad?
It's not that he was bad. It was more just so like they used him weird.
Yeah, because they made the twist that Calculator's daughter,
Who was Proxy in the comics, Oracle's apprentice.
they made her Felicity Smoke.
The show OC. That was
The show OC that was his techie/love interest.
Yep.
And because he was a main character's parent, they could only go so far with him.
Yep. But Milton was kind of just a throwaway character, or Brainiac was kind of just a throwaway character. I kind of wish he had more of a story with John Henry, because I thought that's where they were going, because they revealed it in the previous season that John Henry worked for Lex, like this Earth's John Henry, like main Superman and Lois Earth John Henry worked for Lex.
By the way, don't know if you noticed that throwaway line, but Nat says, "Oh, is he like Mr. So-and-so?" I googled who that was.
Who was that?
Metallo.
Oh.
Corbin.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Also,
Mr. Corbin.
Also, yeah, I did catch that was Metallo. I just forgot. I did not put that in my notes.
But what I was gonna say is, sorry, I just want to finish my statement. Is that I did find out through the showrunners that their original plan before getting canceled was to do 7 seasons. So I wonder if their original plan was to do more with him and to set up bigger things in the future with him.
Yeah, because I definitely felt like he was going to be more of a John Henry antagonist.
And then they had to drop John Henry as a series regular, along with most of the cast.
Yep.
Because budgetary reasons.
To save money, yeah. Also, I just want to give kudos to this show, just in general, for making me like a character that I've never liked in the comics. And that is Sam Lane, because because Sam Lane in the comics is just a copy paste of good old Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, good old Thunderbolt Ross.
But this one, he was honestly one of the best parts of the show overall.
I honestly think I'm not gonna lie to you. He has the best character journey of the entire cast.
Yes,
absolutely.
Easily the best character journey of the entire cast. Because I completely forgot how much of a dick he used to be until we got those flashbacks. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, that's right. Sam used to be the worst.
Yep. And then boom, makes me cry.
Because he became such a good granddad. And the thing is, right, he didn't magically fix himself. He had to fuck up, and he had to try, and he had to learn and grow to the point where, like you said, we're in the full spoiler section. When he died, and because I knew you hadn't started watching yet at the time, Brian. So I obviously saved spoilers from you. But Tony had finished it by the time I started watching, so I knew it was safe to text him as I was watching it. I was texting Tony in real time. I was like, "No, not Sam! No, Sam, no!"
And then we find out why he died.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, cause Brian, dead ass. When you texted me that whole Red Hulk thing, I said the same thing to Tony. I was like, oh shit, are they gonna have Red Hulk, Sam? Oh, never mind.
Think alike.
It was so funny.
Which is why literally, Brian, I had to shut the fuck up when you sent that message, because I was like, nope, don't say nothing, Jay, don't say nothing.
And then immediately, 5-10 minutes later, maybe not. LOL. That's how they were doing it. But then the thing that really got me and really got like me emotionally was just that speech that he gave.
The message, the hollow message, man. Like, look, I expected to cry, but like I did not expect to sob. I was sobbing.
I cried, and the girlfriend basically had to comfort me while I was crying.
I'm not gonna lie to you, listeners. I don't mind being vulnerable. I cried like a little baby bit, and like, it especially resonated for me. And I've talked about this before. My own grandfather, like on my mom's side, he died of a stroke when I was about 8. And, you know, towards the end, he couldn't really talk, and he had all those tubes in him and stuff, and it was really hard to see him like that, and, like, because he was, like, always such a strong presence in my life. So, I remember my mom, like, towards the end, my mom kept trying to get me to go in, go into the room and, like, you know, talk to him or, like, say goodbye or something, and I just couldn't do it. I'd always just try to leave as soon as possible. And one of the biggest things I will like always regret for the rest of my life is never getting a chance to like just say goodbye and thank him for everything he had done for me up to that point. Because like, you know, reflecting back on my own life, a lot of who I am today and a lot of my personality comes from him. It's not just the fact that like he taught me how to defend myself, how to box, things like that, and he taught me like the importance of like determination and all that. But like, I don't know, seeing that message and like it just felt like my grandma was talking to me, and I just started crying. I started crying like a little baby.
Yeah, I didn't cry as much because I have more complicated relationship with my dads that I don't want to get into online. But still, it was very emotional. And the thing that got me the most was when he said that heartbeat line. Like, I'll be with you with every heartbeat.
I think the thing that, I mean, I was already a sobbing mess by that point, but the thing that really got me, like, crying, was you know, for you, pumpkin, I'll be brave. I was just like, oh, no!
Yes.
Oh, no!
The only thing wrong with that whole scene was the fact of never an acknowledgement of another sibling.
Dude, I was so pissed. I was so angry. I was texting Tony. I was so upset. I was so upset. I was like, wait, your dad just died. Where the fuck is your sister, bro? Lois, your dad's dead. Why didn't you at least, like, have a scene where she's on the phone? I know Jenna's on another show, and that show films in LA, and, like, they filmed this in Vancouver. There's probably some scheduling issues. But,
also,
like,
probably a baby issue, because...
Get, like, a FaceTime call, bro! Why? It's so important! Like, it would be one thing if we never saw Lucy in this show, but Lucy's shown up before. We had a whole thing where she joined the cult.
And like the fact that she wasn't even in at his funeral.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, your dad died, bro. I know you were the favorite, but damn, you didn't send her a copy of the message. Now, granted, that message was definitely custom to you, so Lucy would have been like, "Why did Dad not acknowledge me at all?"
Mm-hmm. Okay, the fuck.
Is Lucy the Jordan of her family? Damn. Oh my God, Lucy's the Jordan of her family.
Oh God. Oh no.
Oh no. I mean, John is very Lois-like, so you know what? That tracks. It's canon. Mm-hmm. It's canon. Lucy is the Jordan of the Lane family. Sorry, Lucy. I hate to put that stain on you, but it's true.
Yeah, because the absence of Lucy is one of the...
that's the only flaw. That's the only flaw, and that's only just a, like, sharp eye superfan nitpick. Like,
well, yeah, also, it wasn't as, like, annoying as Lucy, but I do wish that we would have gotten to see Kara.
Yeah, I would have loved to see Kara at least once. I would have loved, like...
Yeah.
And Melissa said she would have been down to come back.
And I told I told Jay this
Calista
when I was
Flockhart,
watching it
yeah,
live.
for Cat Grant, yeah.
But I was a little disappointed when they said that they're doing the interview about revealing who.
Yeah,
Like,
and it was with this new Jimmy's other sister that's not a psychiatrist that's dating Alex Danvers. That's a Supergirl reference for those of you keen listeners in the audience.
But just
Rando Janet
Cat.
Olsen, not Cat Grant. But
Yeah.
Yeah, like I kind of was like, I was like, where is Cat? Even in the flashback, I was like, wait, who's Janet? Does Janet exist?
Yeah.
I checked. Janet does not exist.
Nope.
Also, I have a small, again, nerdy nitpick to throw at you, show, while we're addressing like small, itty bitty tiny grievances. Why is Jimmy not a ginger?
Yeah.
Why was he a brunette? The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe because they didn't want the actor to dye his hair just for
Get a pony, get a
one
wig,
episode
bro.
and one scene.
Get a wig, bro. Wigs exist.
I guess, but the Arrowverse doesn't really have the best track record.
You're right. I'd rather them not dye his hair than give him the bad Arrowverse Island wig. Oh man, Oliver's flashback wig was the worst.
And then Barry's long hair wig at one time.
Oh god, yeah. You
He
know what?
was
No.
trapped in the
You know what?
speed
You know
force.
you're right. They dodged a bullet. No wigs. Okay. You're right. Okay, I retract my state. Doesn't need to be a ginger.
But yeah, it's like the purist in me didn't like how little of a presence.
I was upset that Jimmy did not wear a bow tie. That was again
Yeah.
tiny nitpick, super tiny, super nerd nitpick. But I was like, all right, if he's not a ginger, why is he not at least wearing a bow tie? Where's the bow tie? That's his whole
And
thing.
also, the purist in me kind of didn't like the fact of how little of a presence Jimmy had in the show, but I think they handled it well.
I also understand it though, because like because when the show first came out, it was coming off the heels of Supergirl, where Jimmy had such a huge presence. I think they wanted to differentiate, especially because in the beginning it was directly connected to Supergirl.
Yes.
So like they couldn't have a Jimmy. But then when they separated and made its own Earth, I think by then it was too late and people had already associated that Clark hanging out with that Jimmy and they didn't want to confuse the casual fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
like
get
I
it.
said, I get it, just the purist in me didn't like how little of a presence they had. But it looks like off camera they were starting to become like they are in the comics.
But they did, yeah, I would say they did such a great job. I still say, other than the finale, episode 7, the episode where Clark reveals his identity and then makes up with Jimmy, is my favorite episode of the entire series.
Yeah.
I love it.
And that whole Bunt King backstory.
Yep.
Was so sad.
And also just like I just love the little touches because like there's also little deep cut fan references as well, because if you are a Smallville fan, right, and you watched Smallville back in the day, one of the Ashmore twins, I don't know which Ashmore twin it is, I don't know if it was the one that played Iceman or the other one, he played Jimmy, and him and Clark were really close friends, and the nickname he had for Clark when Clark was on the football team in college, because Jimmy and Clark were friends in college in Smallville, was CK. So when Clark goes into Vicky Mays and he's like, back here CK, I was like, oh shit, it's Jimmy. Although I still think it would have been really funny if you got that Ashmore twin back but got the other one, which you know something funny about that? So that Jimmy, spoilers for Smallville, but it's like 20 years old. That Jimmy gets killed, like original Jimmy gets killed, but like when they do the end, when they're at the end and they have Clark at the Daily Planet and stuff, we find out that Jimmy had a little brother who was also named Jimmy that was played by the other brother.
Oh god.
What the fuck?
Soap opera shit.
Right? It was weird. But yeah, just, again, love that. Anyways, also like, so we talked about Lex. We talked a little bit about Clark. Lois, man, Lois did some heavy lifting this season. And also, I just have to say, I love how they handled Lois. And again, we're in full spoilers, so I don't need to worry about spoiling anything. I actually really love that the cancer comes back and that she dies. I think that's beautiful because it's realistic. You know, I was so glad that she was able to beat it that first time. And like, you know, it's triumphant because I did not want Lois to die, obviously. But the fact that she does die later, it was great because, you know, Lois and Clark got to live a full life and, you know, like, grow old together, love, have grandchildren, and all this stuff. So, like, everything felt fulfilled and worthwhile, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I think just having her not beat cancer in the end, I think it really helps people. It really kind of helps people, like, who are going through this kind of thing, like, feel better. I know it sounds weird considering that she passed, right? But it makes them feel, like, kind of not justified, but like it helps them resonate more with Lois. Like kind of see the happier side of that loss. And
yeah.
You know, as someone who currently has a family member battling cancer, like it's heavy. It's a lot. Like, and the show handled it really well. Like it was never hand waved away. Lois got diagnosed and she dealt with it the entirety of the show from that point. Even after she was in remission, it was like, you know, at least as of right now, I am cancer free. You know, it was never a I'm cured. You know, and I love that.
Yeah. And like how she said, the doctor said that doesn't want to say that I'm cancer free, but things are good. When she was talking to Bruno.
Yep.
And
we can talk,
also,
and we do talk about Bruno. We can talk about Bruno here. It's safe. We can talk about Bruno.
And also the thing with the cancer is similar to a heart attack. It's something that Superman cannot fight.
Yep. And also, like, those clever bastards, I should have known they were setting up for this the second they gave him Sam's heart.
Yeah.
The fact that Clark dies of a heart attack, fucking chef's kiss. I know he technically does not die of a heart attack, but that eventually leads to, like, him slowing down and eventually dying.
Yep, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That was fucking beautiful. Alright, the ending, man. The ending is perfect. The ending is perfect. But one thing I will say, Jesus Christ, adulthood really made their Kryptonian genes kick in hardcore. They look nothing like their teenage selves, and they just look like Clark.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. That made me laugh.
Now the one that was
John's new actor does look more like that, so it didn't throw me off for John. But Jordan, I was like, is that supposed to be Jordan?
Yeah. At least he had darker hair.
Yeah. Good shit. Okay.
But yeah, honestly, I did shed a tear or two at the end when he was doing the, like, I guess, manifestation of his life flashing before his eyes.
Yeah, his life flashing before his eyes. Also, I'm just glad we didn't have to see Crypto die. That would have broke me. I thought they were setting that up, like, and eventually.
Well, I think they did, but they didn't come out until like Crypto at the end. I think that was actually Crypto. But and then you talk about the clever bastards. The fact that Lois showed up in that particular dress.
Yep. The dress he bought for the award. I was like, oh no, yeah.
Like, damn, bro. They really did it.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. That was the time I cried again was when I saw her in the dress. I was like, oh my god, she's beautiful. And, like, literally, I said it at the same time as Clark, and I was like, oh man. So good. Like, seriously. Like, I don't throw this around. I don't throw this around often. That was a perfect ending. Also, can we just give 3 cheers for the fact that Sarah and Jordan did not end up together? Woo! I was so scared. I was so scared. I was like, when they're like, they got married, had kids. I was like, all right, let me look around. I'm looking around. I see Candace. There's Candace. Okay, it's not Sarah.
Thank God.
It's not that skin color.
I'm glad Candace worked out though. Candace was cool. And also, it's not a first love thing because his first love was that chick from Metropolis that he dated at first. And him and Candace have been through some shit. They earned that. She got him hooked on drugs.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm glad Jordan brought that back up because I was like, I hope the show didn't forget that. And and then you kind of used the drug. I was like, okay, good. They remember.
That is one thing that I will say about this is that Jordan was really like weird this
Can
season?
all right.
Because
Yeah.
because
So let's transition into that. Oh my god. All right. So
let me finish the thought first.
Yeah.
Because half the time he was really good and really cool, like those final scenes, and when he walked that woman through a panic
Yeah,
attack.
I think he
But
was.
then-
I think he was good towards the end. That
Yeah.
was when he was good.
But
like,
towards the beginning, he was a complete dumbass.
I will tell you. I will tell you. Like, all right, the last 20% of the show, he's great. The last 20% of the show, he's great. Like when he's like helping John with Candace and all that stuff, everything from that point on, fantastic. He's great. He's good. When he finally takes a step back, as soon as he takes a step back from being a superhero, Jordan's good. Jordan's fine. But the entire 80% of this show, God, and this season, he is a little shit. He is the worst. Cause legit, I was like, normally I don't blame character. Normally I'm like, no, it wasn't your fault. I'm like, no, this is your fault. This is your fault.
Yeah, even I texted Jay when I was watching it.
This is entirely your fault. And when Lois was like, no, Jordan, it's not your fault all the time. I'm like, no, he's right. It is his fault. He didn't listen.
Like Lex stepping on the heart.
Yep. Dude, like, dead ass, I was texting Tony, and I think I texted to you two out of context. I was like, press 2, Lois.
Yes, yes, I remember that.
I was like, it's okay.
And you know what? She did.
I was like, it's okay, Lois. Press 2. I totally understand. Now, Lois pressed 2 for a different reason other than why I would press 2. But let's be real, I bet you she pressed 2 for the same reasons we would have pressed 2. Because God, Jordan was bad.
She didn't realize that at that time.
Yeah, John had powers.
Well, no,
that John was being
Jordan,
jumped, yeah, and Jordan was being jumped, and John was in trouble, yeah.
And that Jordan was being jumped after refusing every warning that everybody gave him.
Yep.
Dude, that is obviously a trap.
Literally every single character. Jordan, this is a trap. This is stupid. Don't do it. I don't care. He's underestimating me. All right, Anakin.
You're overestimating yourself.
You are dumb, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I even sent a thing of a gif of that 70s show ranting to
Kitty
Jay.
was like, yeah, what a dumbass. Because it's true. He's a fucking dumbass. Like, oh my god, I was so angry. This kid, like, I thought this was the final season. Maybe he'll get better. No, like, I legit think, and like, I'm with Brian on this one because Brian had this thought. I think if they had more seasons, they would have done an entire Jordan villain arc.
Yeah.
Because they were totally setting up for that.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully, because it got canceled, they had Jordan get over himself real quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which I'm so thankful for. Because, like, the actor is a good actor. It shows how good of an actor he is with how annoyed we were. Because, like, God, oh man, buddy.
But yeah, like you said, once he stepped away, it was good. Although, I will say, what the heck is up with the show and its references? Like, them getting excited that Jamie Kennedy friended them.
Okay, that one was completely lost on me. I was like, who the fuck is Jamie Kennedy? Am I missing something? Am I old? Am I in olds now?
No. The people who write it are... Jamie Kennedy was like that prank guy from like the 2000s. He also did Malibu's Most...
Oh! He would be red! Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and then Jordan, when he wanted to offhandedly make a comment about how you shouldn't ask him about love life, he called himself a Costanza.
Yeah, I was
like... As in...
Yeah, George. I understood that reference, but I was like, wait a minute, why would Jordan know that reference? Jordan was born in, like, 2003.
Yeah.
No, not even 2003. He's, like, 16, 17. He was born, like, in 2008 or 9.
Yeah.
Way after Seinfeld was off the air.
Like, what the heck, writers?
And also, it frustrates me that apparently Jordan didn't know Star Wars references.
Huh?
Because if you notice, when Clark mentions the Kessel Run, he gets all hesitant, and Jordan is like, bonus points if you make it quicker than 12 parsecs. And Clark is like, thank you. Yeah, when John, that's what I said. When John said it, Clark was like, "Thank you." So that tells me that Jordan didn't understand the reference.
Crazy, absolutely
Man,
crazy.
Jordan, like I want to like you, but you're making it difficult, buddy. The character, not the
Yeah.
actor.
Like we had talked about like before in multiple of our reviews that we liked the whole parallel that Jordan had powers and John didn't, and that paralleled Lois and Clark. And we even had like a cool moment in the finale where they kind of hinted, the last season finale, where they kind of hinted that John might become a hero with Kryptonian tech.
Yep.
And we were like, that's pretty cool, but Jordan was so stupid and made so many bad decisions.
Which is why
that when John...
I was 100% okay with this. I was like, you know what? That's fine. He's better. And that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I also do know why they did it. It was so that they could get a Super Sons reference.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Super reference.
Which
by the way,
I mean, and I love the Super Sons for the record. That's one of the things that makes me the most upset about John being aged up is that he doesn't get to hang out with his best buddy Damien.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love Damien's anger and bitterness over the fact that John is taller than him now because he used to be taller than John.
It's too funny.
It is, but I will say, speaking about the Super Sons, or at least the Superman and Lois Super Sons, is did you notice their costumes at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, one was
really cool.
Yep, it was red and blue.
No,
one was more New 52 Superboy, the other was like classic 90s Superboy without the biker jacket.
Yep.
Yeah.
John got 90s Superboy, which makes sense because he had the jacket in the other world. If you remember that one.
Yeah.
He dressed like 90s Connor Kent.
And Jordan got the
New 52 one.
New like
Kryptonian
onesie.
armor one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It's really cool.
Jordan definitely acted like New 52 fucking Connor.
Yeah. Yeah, New 52 Connor did kind of suck. Whatever happened to him? We know that the New 52 Lois died, and the New 52 Clark died. What happened to New 52 Connor?
I'm gonna give the shrug of...
He probably just also died. Off screen? No, wait. I think he like started a family in Gem World or something. I remember that being.
I know that, but I don't know if that was the end of his story.
Wild.
But anyways, yeah, I thought their costumes were cool. I thought they were gonna do more with like their dual powers.
Yeah.
Cause like when Jordan restarted John's heart, I was like, oh, are they gonna do a Superman Red and Blue? Cause like Jordan clearly tapped into some kind of electricity thing. I was like, oh, are they gonna do red blue? That would be kind of cool.
Like that yellow burst?
Yeah, because it looked reddish to me also. So I was like, oh, does Jordan have red and John have blue? Is that because like, yeah, it's a dumb power. I didn't like it in the comics, but like it's been repurposed to be cooler now. Like My Adventures is kind of doing a cooler thing with it.
Yeah.
Trying to get into more of a Super Saiyan thing.
Which is what they do.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is what they did with John. John's is literally just a Super Saiyan power.
I think overall the performances and all this stuff are great. Is it pretty much everything that we have to say about this show?
No. I want to talk about like the side characters as well. Give them some love too. Cause man, Lana's fantastic. Love Lana. Lana was the best. She's so fine. Oh my god, Lana Lang is hot. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like Lois, I love you. Lois, I love you. But if I was Clark,
yeah.
Me personally, Jay. If Jay was in the driver's seat, Jay would have chose Lana.
Yeah. But I will say that with this show,
I do really love that they reinforce Clark and Lana's friendship. They could have easily went with this low-hanging fruit of Lana still holding lingering feeling for Clark, but never. And it's so good.
It was I love you as a friend and like
a brother.
Chosen family member. But yeah, what I was gonna say is, I will say that one thing is, this show, I know it's the finale, so they're trying to rush things. The romances with the adult felt more rushed than the Dragon Prince.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a big flaw. Like literally, Lana and John Henry talk about how they've only been on 4 dates, but they went through that big final battle, and then it's like boom, 1 year later. Got married.
Yup.
It's crazy.
And
but I guess in that year they got to have a lot more dates, so maybe they got to get a lot closer. So I can justify that.
Yeah.
So that was fine.
and also,
Also, like, speaking of the adults, I want to say, like, maybe it's because we didn't have to see him as often, but, like, I finally like Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle that much.
I used to complain
Yeah.
about Kyle a lot. I remember those first 2 seasons. I was like, Kyle, you suck.
Yeah, bro
Yeah.
sucked.
although I will say that
Christy too was great.
Yeah.
I did like that, but I also wish that Christy got some more solo stuff, because
Yeah. On it.
her last line was, "Oh no, I've got to go to the bathroom because I'm pregnant again."
And I really like I really liked her bonding episode in the last season with Sarah. I wish obviously if they had more time they would have done more, but like I wish we would have gotten to see more of that as well.
Mhm.
'Cause,
Although I did love that moment where she was like, "Where's your
Yep.
dummy?
No,
Can't
you
pregnant."
can't, baby. Oh right.
I did like that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really
It kind
funny.
of like touched upon that, but like you said, I wish there would have been more of it.
Yep.
Yeah, and also Mama
Yeah.
Beppo is just mean.
She was mean. She was.
But she was kind of spitting facts.
She was. I mean, she was kind of. But it was kind of like she was going a little too hard. She was going too hard though. Like I understand the place she was coming from, but like, dude.
Like, bro, this is your future son-in-law. You are just an ass to him.
I do also kind of want to know what the age gap between Chrissy and Kyle is. Now that I brought it up, because like when the mom threw that big shade of course you get along, you're practically the same age. I was like, wait a goddamn minute. How old is Chrissy?
Like, she's in her like late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah,
I
I
would
would say
assume.
she's gotta be. I was like, they're not practically the same age. If she was in her 20s, then yeah, okay.
I think
Yeah.
that's what they were indicating.
Wait, she's in her 20s?
Yeah,
Like early 20s? Kyle.
I don't know.
I think she's like mid 20s, maybe late 20s, and Kyle's
Cause like Kyle
Definitely 40s.
Kyle is Lois and Clark's age. They're in their 40s. Clearly, they're in their 40s.
yeah, clearly.
I gotta Google it 'cause I'm curious.
You look that up.
I
man.
don't think they ever like say how old Chrissy is. But like that's crazy. Also, like man, I want to know what the Beppos do because clearly they come from money. I got that vibe.
Mama Beppo is like, look at you, disappointment, but I do this because I love you.
Also, I'm
No,
not
Chrissy's actress is 33.
okay. But yeah, so the character might if the character is in her early 20s. Damn, Kyle.
Well, my guess would be, knowing Hollywood, given the fact that she's 33, she was probably in her late 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on?
Yeah. Still, but that's still a pretty substantial age gap. But like it's not one of those power dynamic age gaps. So I think that's fine. But still, damn,
Yeah.
Kyle.
Also,
Jesus.
don't want to get married, but I do want to buy a house and have 2 babies.
Well, they did get married eventually.
And also,
No,
They did.
she had a ring on her finger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that means
Like
they
in-
got married off camera during the
Yeah.
1-year time gap.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
She said she wanted a break from it to kind of
Yeah, get to know each other.
yeah, and you can know a person in a year, like in a relationship. And look, we're dealing with a sliding time scale with some situations at the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Like we did have towards the end there, at the end of the wedding, we had a bunch of characters just standing off in the distance, and then another one coming up. What are you doing? And in my head, I was like, just reminiscing because it's the finale.
Right. But man, yo, who? But speaking of like the flash forward and stuff, yo, I know it's because they just used the exact same actress, but yo, whoever, like, shout outs to future Candace because like, her skin routine is on point. She didn't age a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, John transformed into a whole ass different person.
Yeah, you got Booper and Buffer.
Oh my god, I just had a thought.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
At least in this world, are Kryptonians like Viltrumite?
Oh shit! That's honestly what I was. That's honestly what I was thinking. Because I was like, yo, their Kryptonian genes kicked in hard because they just look exactly like Clark.
Yeah, those boys just got jacked and became Giga Chads.
And their hair, their hair even looks like Clark's, like with the swoop.
Yeah, I know. And the funniest thing is that all the little grandbabies,
Yeah, the random blondes. Yeah, because obviously John started off as a blonde, and he gradually transformed. Yeah, he was blonde.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, you forget because John's original actor was blonde.
That is true.
Yeah.
And then you have Jordan's kids. You have Jordan's kids with his wife who's a blonde. And I'm thinking to myself, bruh, look at all these blonde kids.
Man.
Also, that was a lot of kids.
A lot. They were fucking.
Yeah. And then you have little, just babies.
Also,
twin babies.
Also, going back, I love just how wholesome and sweet Clark. Because, because when Clark revealed to Lois that he was still a virgin, and I was like, yeah, well, duh. He's afraid he's gonna break somebody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it would be. I don't give a fuck, Lois. That would.
I would be if I was Clark, I would be terrified.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole Mallrats conversation.
Yeah, that his jizz would fucking explode. Oh my god, yeah. I've always been wondering about the mechanics of how the twins were conceived. Cause when it was the Arrowverse, right? When it was the Arrowverse, they were on, was it Kandor? No, not Kandor. Argo City, New Argo, where it was where they conceived the twins under a red sun. So Clark,
I think,
did not have his power. But this universe now that they're separate, Clark had his powers. How did he, without, cause
I don't know, cause I think initially they said it was the same, then they decided to make them two separate worlds.
Yeah, no, that's what I just said, yeah.
No, I was saying in canon of the show, they initially said it was because of the new Argo. But then they made it two separate worlds, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what makes me confused about the mechanics. Because, every time Superman, even in the comics, every time Superman's been able to conceive a child with Lois, it's because he didn't have his powers, at the time of his conception.
Yeah.
Likely because if he had his powers and he tried to do the bedroom tango,
there'd be
she'd be broken. Her pelvis would be shattered into dust.
But,
she wouldn't even be able to walk at all, let alone ever again.
But speaking of the Red Sun, made me think about another sibling not in the finale. His brother.
Oh shit! Yeah! I completely forgot about Morgan Edge. I don't remember his Kryptonian name.
Edge Boy.
No, wait. I know why. He's living on Bizarro World now. Remember?
Yeah. He's living on
Bizarro World with Lana. Bizarro Lana.
Yeah.
That's why he wasn't there. It wasn't.
I would have liked at least enough.
They didn't pull a Lucy this time. He was literally in another dimension.
They didn't even mention him.
That's fine. I honestly forgot him until you mentioned. I was like, another sibling. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, Brian?
Which that gets me to a point that this show talking about him, and it's the same thing goes for My Adventures of Superman. This is two separate ways that you can completely deviate from the set comics canon, but do it in the right way.
Well, I wouldn't say My Adventure with Superman is doing it in the right way, because the Kryptonian tech thing is bullshit.
Yeah, it's
some of the things from My Adventures, they're doing good.
The only thing that I like is Clark himself and the electric powers. The Kryptonian bullshit is kind of dumb.
Also, the fact that Clark and Jimmy and Lois know who he is from get-go.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm totally fine with that. Personally, I'm always one of that's of the mindset that bigger stage superheroes having secret identities is kind of a tired trope. It makes sense for the street level smaller guys like Spider-Man. Yes, I will continue to say Spider-Man is a street level character. Spider-Man having a secret identity makes sense. Superman? I don't know. I mean, I at least like how I prefer it more so where Superman has a secret identity in Metropolis and everywhere else, but Smallville knows that he's Clark.
Yeah, I know that
And,
they did it.
and they kind of did that here, but then they, he did end up just revealing himself to the world, which is fine. And I think this is the best identity reveal that that DC TV has ever done. It's not like fucking Barry, who just announces himself to every bad guy he meets.
Yeah, like there was actually one point where there was a scene where he made a cameo in Flash where he went and saved them, and in front of Malcolm, Felicity says, "Thanks, Barry," and he's like, "Great for revealing my secret identity in front of this villain, Felicity," and I'm like, "Bitch, you do that all the damn time."
He does it so much. Barry does not know how to keep a secret identity.
Like every single love interest that he has knows who he is.
He is so thirsty to drop his secret identity as soon as he gets laid. By the way, I'm Barry out. Alright, Barry. But yeah, fucking, I like how they handled the secret identity here. But I think what really sold it was they really kind of like showed the toll, and it's been built up over multiple seasons. Kind of the toll the secret has taken not only on the kids but on Clark and Lois as well.
Yeah,
and how it affected the whole town, just kind of getting the idea like, yeah, we know that you're Superman and all, but we still love you.
My favorite is the coach. The coach.
Yeah.
The coach is the best. He's like, hey, Ken, you consider my offer about, assistant coach? It's pretty good money for being an assistant coach, but I mean, it's probably not that much for a super guy like yourself, but I'm just saying.
And those boys, they're gonna need a lot of training if they're gonna become like man.
You know what I mean? They're gonna follow in their father's footsteps. Wink, wink, and nudge, nudge.
And I was like, when the coach came to the boys and told them like the spiel of like, hey, you can get bitches, you can be popular, all this crazy.
My favorite thing is John leaves and he puts his arm around Jordan. Now what about you, Curly? And Jordan, like, he smiles at him and like, yo, Jordan, are you actually thinking about this?
And then also the random lore drop that the coach is also a musician.
Right? He was in a fucking Kool in the Gang cover band until one of his bandmates stole his wife. Where's that show?
I didn't.
Yeah. And then at the very end, the last scene of the coach, he's dancing with Jordan.
Yep.
Also, crazy.
I really like Sarah's journey. Like, we didn't talk about Sarah too much. I like Sarah a lot. I like that Sarah didn't pair up with either of the boys. I was very scared at the beginning of the season that they were trying to pair Sarah with John now, and I was like, please no.
Yeah,
because she kept coming to her mom saying John feels like this, John feels like that.
Yeah, no, that was very weird. I was like, oh no, don't do this. John has Candace. We're cool. He's fine.
Like, and at one point, Candace and Jordan were joking together, and
I was like, oh no, are they switching partners? No, let's not.
Yeah. But yeah, the only thing about Sarah is that wig at the end.
Also, like, years have gone by because I mentioned this to Tony, but like when we were at like they did Chrissy and Kyle's wedding, I was like, damn, her little sister's big now.
Oh yeah.
Well, I remember when the show first started, she was like a baby. Not a baby, but like, like an iPad baby.
Just a young one.
Yep. But, whatchamacallit, and I even like that they called out that, because Kyle was like, I've got one kid who's going abroad, and I've got another one that's growing up way too fast.
Yep. Oh, man.
But I did like her story, because it also, did harken back to, if I remember correctly, back in the early season about how Lana talked about how she was.
Yeah, and I mean that was always Lana's whole thing. Even in the comics, it's like she had wished she'd gotten out of Smallville.
Mm-hmm.
Also a blink and you miss it reference that I did not catch until like I think it was the wedding episode when Clark and Kyle were talking, and they had like I think Kyle was giving a speech and like apologizing for being a bully when he was like hanging out with Chrissy, Clark, and them. He mentions Pete Ross died.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
I was like, whoa, wait. I was wondering why Pete Ross is not here. And for those of you who are uninitiated, not Superman fans, Pete Ross was Clark's Smallville best friend, who in the comics was Lana Lang's first husband before he got murdered. He almost became president because he was Lex Luthor's vice president, and he was killed.
Wow.
Yep. And then eventually, after that, Lana married John Henry. Yeah. Yeah, but apparently Pete Ross is dead in this universe. Huh. Because he was like, after we lost Pete, I was like, that's where. Oh, so Pete died? Dang.
Pete died so they could introduce the new character.
Wow.
Pete died so that we could have Kyle. Not a fair trade. Even though I like Kyle.
Yeah.
I do like his weird, awkward fanboy friendship with Clark.
Yeah.
It's like, it's cute, but it's almost parasocial. He's like, I'm getting married in Superman's house.
Yeah.
Like, bro, chill.
No, you're getting married in Clark's house. Shut the hell up, Kyle. Stop it.
But I do also like that he did become protective towards the boys, even though he knows that they can.
Oh yeah, and like, and again, like, I know, like, they had to rush past it, and like, this is also kind of a side effect of Lana and John Henry's relationship being rushed. But I love the moment during their wedding where like Kyle and Lana get to have a dance, and it's like, come on, Kyle, one last dance. It's like, yeah, sure, and it's amicable. There's no like, I still like they've both fully moved on, and it's just like, you know, I always just wanted you to be happy, and I'm glad you're happy, and I'm like, that's so nice.
Yeah.
You can divorce and still be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Enough beating around the bush. Now is the time. Final thoughts and ratings. I'll start. Easy. 10 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
The ending was perfect. This was the perfect way to end this show. If this was a standalone season, it would not have gotten a 10 out of 10. I will be clear. This probably would have gotten a 9.5 if this was a standalone season and there was more after this. But with how they ended it and how well it was ended, 10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No ifs, ands, buts, or coconuts. Definitive score.
10 for me as well.
Yeah, we are starting the fucking season off strong. I didn't expect to throw a 10 out this early.
Yeah, because when you consider the show as a whole,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that was.
And like
really,
what it for everybody, because that was the thing is Tyler, like, he stepped into it instantly. Like, when we saw him first in Crisis, when we saw him and Lois first in Crisis, everybody was like, need a show about him now.
Yep.
And they did.
Superman. No.
Well, it was because he had made such a splash.
Yep.
In Crisis.
Absolutely. That's what I'm getting at here.
He was easily the best part. Easily the best part of those crossovers.
Yeah, because some of those crossovers got rough. I get what they were trying to do, and I appreciate the spectacle, but the story got rough on some of them.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and especially because this is also the closing of an era too. Like, so again, it means a lot. Yeah.
But I think they landed it, and you know what? Considering this as a whole, yeah, I think continue it.
Which is why I had to make that addendum. I was like, if there was more of this, and this was just a standalone season, it would have been a 9.5.
Absolutely.
But with the ending and how it ended, like, it's why I told Tony and I told you, Brian. I was like, the ending alone, the ending is what changed my score.
I feel that. Like, this is honestly, like, not even just in super shows, but in like show one of the best series finales.
These are big words, and this is going to be blasphemous to a lot of TV fans, but I haven't seen a series finale this good since The Good Place.
Oh yeah. The Good Place had a really good finale.
The Good Place has, I still hold one of the top 5 best series finales in television. The Superman and Lois land in the top 5? I don't know yet. It's too early. I think for now, I'll put it in the top 10 and let time decide if it gets to upgrade to the top 5.
But that's all for this. However, Brian, what's up next for us? What sort of shenanigans will we be getting into?
So here's the thing: is part of this show that we just talked about had a little bit of. Now we're going to talk about a lot of teen drama. We're going overseas to Kiss Academy, and we're covering Exo Kitty season 2.
I'm so excited for all this bullshit. and I say that with love. Like,
I am prepared.
like, look, this one we might need to resurrect the homie hangs for.
Agreed.
Because we make fun of these dumb kids together.
We need to make these dumbass baby kids.
And Peter, for some reason.
And Peter. I don't know why Pete's here. We'll find out, I guess. I still need to figure out what his last name is. I know it's not Kaczynski, because that's the unit. But it seriously does sound like. I'm going to look it up after we finish recording, when it's not important. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll figure out when to set up to watch it. But yeah, I can't wait. This is going to be fun.
Until next time, we will catch you later, everyone. Peace.